Hello everyone, Conor here. Just as a small disclaimer, some things we may talk about on the pod shouldn't be attempted or recreated. Remember to keep everything legal, keep it between the hedges, and don't tear up the ground while you're on the pull.
I actually didn't know you were back into the drifting, so I might actually pull that back in a way.
I only pull a wee bit into it, yeah.
We might pull that back a wee bit. I think you've got most of the chat. No, well, like, as you say, it's not your story to tell, but some of that stuff there is fairly interesting. I actually have fuck all new to talk about this week.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm the same. But anyway, folks, what's crack?
You're just starting, right?
You're listening to the Agri Automotive Podcast by Limited Slip Differences, where we all chat shite about cars. And
you know he still doesn't know the intro.
I'm Conor, I think. Are you?
I'm Michael, yes, and today we have, you have to say your name, Emmet. Even though I've just said it for you.
Yeah, well, you have Emmet.
Emmet Sherry. We have Emmet Sherry with us this week in the podcast. We're in episode 34.
I was just about to scroll through the podcast and see the time figure. Yes, it is episode 34.
You're badly stuck for guests. How to start?
You were actually, we're going to massage the ego here very slightly. You were actually on the hit list for quite a while.
Why is that? Why would I be on the hit list?
Because you had nice tractors.
Well, it's good enough, I suppose, yeah. I would talk to me about tractors, like.
So, like, we
and you had the best comment I've ever seen in one of the TikToks. And it was me being like, I'm 8340 horned, and just wrote under it, sure, take mine on. I was like, I will take you up on that someday.
No problem. She's there. I always say.
I will be like a dog.
There will never be a donkey in or in the future that has not been in or in the past. It's the same with all the tractors. Like, they're 20, 30-year-old. There's
bound to be used in
there's been a donkey in them at some stage, like. So,
which is a very
all donkeys welcome.
Admirable. Well, I don't know what sort of a donkey I'd be like, but
I'll be alright. You'll be dead on.
It's an 8040, so it's alright. Like, it's not crash.
It's not a crash box.
It's not a crash box.
Yeah.
You're not.
No, we don't have any of them. I'm not skilled enough for that. Like,
none of your stuff's crashed at all.
No. Funny, I actually told a lie. I have a 4.6 with a crash box.
Oh, aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
No, I don't. Because actually, she's 100%. Like, when you're used to her, the only thing you can't do is want to go down a gear. If you want to slow down, you have to go down a gear if she really wants you to. If you're going to turn in the entrance at the house, you just have to clutch her and freewheel in. But if you have a load on her and you need down a gear, you'll get it. Like, I can see how people probably can drive them. It's years from we done any real work with it, but you could. But yeah, she doesn't count though.
No,
she's still in progress, so we can't count her as a full factory yet. She's the 3/4, I think, at the minute.
Oh, she more about last time I was down at yours. She was.
Yeah, she's a bit on. I ordered wiring looms and stuff for her the other day. She's one of them I'd love to see her done because
she's taking up space.
I had to push her out of the road today to get the 150 out of the shed just in case the summer comes next week and I need a tractor. So yeah, I know it's getting sick of that. And then it is my uncle's tractor, and he's sick of me and he's sick of it. And yeah, look, I'd like to get her back together. All the looms and stuff for her last week. So yeah, Christmas. Wait for the wet weather to come. Not going to touch her now in the summer. You can't be rooting at tractors during the summer.
No, there's not many other things to be doing. That's what the winter's for. The winter's for fixing things up. Like,
yeah, well, we'll have enough. The winter's booked in at this stage.
That break, normally between, say, September to start of September till the sort of tail end of October is normally the time where I find to start making all the repairs. Like, that's where I took my loader in and wired her all up. Did all the wires there because I knew I needed it over the winter then to feed the silage.
No, you're better than me. If I get to September, probably watch telly for 2 months and then get bored about Christmas,
Probably still flat out with like a Slurry and stuff like that there.
No,
not a Slurry man.
No.
I actually don't mind Slurry.
I only appear for the.
You don't mind the Slurry because you bought yourself a tanker.
Is that what that is?
Thank you for ruining that for me, guys.
I thought that was a big Coke can. Is that a tanker?
She's supposed to be.
As long as she doesn't end up like a Coke can.
Fuck, I hear. That is actually something, right, okay.
I got a message the other day from him, and he said, about buying one, and I was like, that's alright, as long as it doesn't suck itself in. I
didn't think about this. So, I was like, right, I need a wee tank. Okay, so I'll explain everything. For the second time round because we kind of discussed this a bit off camera.
Just to interject there a wee bit. So this is clearly what's new with Michael.
Yeah, I was about to say it, only you jumped on top of me.
Alright, fuck you.
Yeah, you go with it when you're here.
So
tell us about the tanker.
Yeah, so I was going to say so this is I suppose we may go in, and then you said and something else, and then I was just like, alright, cool.
Just say it.
So anyway, a couple of days ago I've been looking for the likes of a tanker, right? So keeping the cattle over the winter, and same issue with the sprayer is the tanks are full, and you can't really get some man to come out and do an acre of grass for you. It's just not really like the time I had to buy the sprayer because I was doing like 2 or 3 acres of ducks, and like to ask someone to come out, it nearly wasn't worth their time. I've one mate there, Darren, who like he'll bail for me. He's bailing like an acre, and like the running joke is he goes big payday. Darren's probably losing money when he comes out to help me, but he's been dead on. He's been a friend. But I'm sitting here now.
How many bales to your acre?
10.
I'd say you're a 10 bales an acre kind of guy. I would say that. The time you get all them rushes and ducks and all into them.
Well, that's why I bought the sprayer, was to get rid of the rushes and the ducks.
Polishing the bottom of the tractor, making your bales the roses that high.
Have to get your money's worth, like.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So, like, and especially around here, you have to wait until it's dry. So, boys say, 8 weeks after she's sowed out, that's when you go to cut, and I'm like, fuck, I could be waiting 11. Like, it could be 3 weeks of drying. The ground is wet.
You need to be mowing the sally rods.
You just cut and you mow and you bale whenever you get that clear spell. There's none of us here. I'm just going to wait until I want to go this week. I know you can't really do that in this country anyway, but at least if you're blessed with good ground, like up round Lamavati or County Down or wherever, like you can kind of sort of maybe do that a little bit. When you're around here and literally your best mate's blue clay, nah. So
anyway, come on, tanker.
He's fucking better at my job than I am.
So we're.
How do you get through a podcast with this?
It's
great difficulty. So I decided then, right, I'm going to.
The only reason I want to push you is I already heard the story, like, just for everybody else.
We decided, right, and I have a shed there full of slurry, and I was like, right, I need to get that out. Like, it's not. Like, I was normally going and borrowing a tanker off someone, which is just not really the job, like. So decided, fuck it, I'll go get one. So went and bought one there. A wee 1,300 gallon, or she's the size of a Coke can, basically, as you're saying. She's not a big tanker.
I thought she was 1,100, to be fair.
No, she's 1,300. Fucking hope she's 1,300.
There's no stickers.
There's not. And then me and Conor the other day decided we'd go and decided we'd put a brake line on her.
No, Michael decided to put a brake line on. I just watched.
Conor came with me for the crack. And I went and got a nice new hose made and got a new fitting done, because the fitting that was on the brake line was so weird out fitting. So got a proper normal standardised brake line fitting on, hooked it into the old T-piece, went deadly, put on the brakes, and the T-piece just fucking went boom.
Don't think I've seen oil in a while,
What else did you expect was going to happen?
Well,
optimism was not his best friend.
Yeah, never seen a tanker that had brakes on it that looked like that ever.
Well,
I think you'll be in there with hubs lying on the ground and wheels all scattered around the place before you're done here.
Oh, see, to be honest, like anybody I know who has a 1,300 gallon tanker normally doesn't even hook on the brakes. Like, they don't even normally, they do it. Like, so if she doesn't, like, for all she's going, she probably won't even need brakes. But that being said, they are a nice thing to have.
What podcast are we on now? It'll be 10 podcasts time. I'm putting brakes on my feet. Don't know how they went.
Well, to be fair,
or I've rolled the tanker, couldn't get stopped in that.
No, it'll be brakes. Does anybody know how to do brakes on a Fiat?
It looks like I put my foot in the tanker because it's now fucking tough.
Well, anyway, so then Conor goes to me, I goes, you just need to make sure she doesn't suck in. I just went, I never thought of that, because she isn't an enough tanker. Like, I'd say she's probably.
When you messaged me that you were thinking about her and you showed me the photo, I was like, I'm sure she'll be grand for a couple of loads or whatever, but as long as she doesn't suck her tail in. I knew you didn't take it on then, so.
No, this is glazed over. Buyers, what's the thing whenever you're that horned to buy something? Anyway, I was horned to buy it, so.
You had scrap metal disease.
Aye, no, that happens. You go to buy something, and no matter if it's the greatest ball of dung in the world, you've it bought in your head before you get there.
100%.
Yeah, that happens.
I wasn't coming home with that tanker, like.
Aye, I suffer from that.
So, like, don't get me wrong, I bid your man down a bit because everybody likes a bargain, but like, and then he says to me, he's like, you hardly know anybody looking at a slurry mixer, and I was like, as a matter of fact, I do. So I'm going to go back next week and buy a slurry mixer off him.
What makes her?
NC as well.
She's one that goes just in the bottom arms then, and then you put the shaft on when she's in the tank.
Aye, maybe.
Can you not get a hip oil grants and get yourself a new mixer and a new tanker and everything here, no?
Well, see, that's what I said to him, because obviously the grants are out last year and the year before, I think, so everybody's bought tankers.
Yeah.
You'd get a 1,500-1,600 gallon that somebody was using for 10 years for decent money, but
I don't know is the answer to that question. I'm always of the type of thing of you're better buying cheap and
buying twice.
Well, the thing is, if I wanted to buy a 1,600 gallon tanker or even a 2,000 for that matter, you're paying 11, 12, 13,000.
But you don't need 2,000 gallon to cover 2 acres.
No, exactly.
No, start small. Look, start small. That's your tanker adventure started now.
Exactly. So then you go.
She blows up, park her in the field like everybody else does,
And
in front of the house.
Did you take her out of the field?
No comment. If she blows up, literally, we'll just turn her into a water tanker like everybody else. Park her in the field, just
As long
move.
as she doesn't suck herself.
So, yeah.
No,
That should be dead. No, we'll go with it. It's a good purchase. We support your purchase of your tanker.
Great job.
Yeah.
So
I'm not here to rubbish anybody's purchases. So we're proud of your purchase.
thank you.
It's good.
That means a lot to me.
Looks the part.
And then what was my other watching you? Oh, the gates. Because I think I was talking about it in the last podcast. I'm very, very happy with them.
You were very happy until you put your sail into them.
Oh, aye. That happened tonight as well.
Oh, jeez.
So I basically built myself a set of big fold-out gates. Because we were all standing in the yard earlier, that used to be the old silo pit. So you've this big 55-foot gap, basically, where whenever I try to take cattle out of a shed and go to a crush, I don't have enough machinery or time to really fall out everything to basically close off between the 32-foot gap of the gates and the 55-foot gaps.
To put things in perspective, Emmet, I have never met someone that tries to walk in front of an animal to bring it into a crush. Michael walks in front of the animal to bring it
They
into the
follow
crush.
me with a mill, you see.
Many have you?
4. This is why I can't get a single farm payment grant.
No, you're all right. No, we're starting off slow. You have a tanker,
Exactly.
you have a tractor, and you have 4 cattle.
I'm the best.
You do better than me.
I'm the best equipped man for 4 cattle in the entire.
oh, no,
I have a loader.
Well, I have no cattle, and I have a ball of tractors. So I'm probably doing better. In the over-equipped farming award here.
Have you any implements?
Hey, I have a bale lifter and a power box.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I have. I have a double bale lifter and a power box. I'm doing all right.
The topper, no.
No?
What's it going to top?
What would I top?
We do have land.
Aye, someone the boy looks after.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So you literally don't take anything really to do with any
No.
cattle at all?
No.
Oh no, I like the cattle. I
Tractor
do.
gay.
Same, but I do like the cattle. See, to be honest, this year keep them
Mad
over
to
the
say
winter.
that this man has a tractor for every cow you have.
Yeah. That's actually right enough. And I'd say if I went out of the field, I could probably tell you which one's each tractor.
Are they all leaking oil?
There's it's from New Holland.
Yeah.
They all, no, well, I'm sure if you went in, they'd all be standing pissing there,
Yeah.
There's
yeah,
one
yeah.
there as well. Doesn't have a brain between the ears, I'll Hereford.
Did I lose it when you dehorned them?
And would you not get some of them cattle that's all the same colour? And if you have 4 cattle of 4 real good ones, and then start breeding them and
Like pedigree sort of thing, would I not?
I'm ones, yeah.
I'm a multi-national.
I'd say
Multicultural.
I would say your cattle buying's like your tanker buying.
My cattle,
I would say it's
my
like the
cattle
budget.
buying was literally text the fella who I know sells calves and went, I need 4 calves, and he went, this is the price, and I went, I did on. And that was it. Sent me a picture of
Say
them.
they're all black and white sort of ones, are they?
Okay. No, they are. They're all out of dairy
They're
cattle.
alright.
Like.
It's pastime.
Hey, see, to be honest, right, see if you were going to start getting the pedigree stock, your heart be killed, because then to get them real good, you need to be starting to show them, and you need to be doing all. I work with a fella who has real good cattle, and real good cattle, outside Dungannon direction, and you walk into his yard and he has 90 cattle, and they are class. But see them in the extra hassle he has with having to go and do fucking shows and all that shit, and the money he's spending.
Aye, but your yard's big enough for 90 cattle.
My yard's big enough for 250, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you may get at it. Right, you've made the start. 4 cattle.
4
Slurry
cattle.
tanker.
Aye.
So you're getting there.
Aye.
Let's build on it. We'll get back here in 12 months now and see how far we've come.
I don't know if anybody's noticed
Blown
it.
up tanker. And a tractor with no brakes.
That's where we're heading. But you're look, let's see. People will be interested in that journey here if nothing else.
I feel it's the podcast brought to you by Emmet and Conor, and Michael's the fucking guest.
And you have what's that, macro or whatever shit?
Aye.
See, here. You're basically a big farmer.
As I say, I'm the best equipped man for 4 cattle in the entire country.
Yeah, no, you're definitely.
So
that's why you needed your tanker.
Yes.
You have that covered.
yes.
Right.
Yeah. Just in a roundabout way.
Right.
And I knew you before we get on to Cousin
Cows
Emmet.
are out. And that's really it. As bad as that sounds.
Well, you're bound to have something interesting then you've done. Probably should explain how this podcast works before we actually sat down. This is the What's New segment. And if you've anything done cool in the last month, you may bring it to our attention.
We're sure you're fixing it at 4 6 or 4 6?
That's depression. That's nothing to be sharing. That's no, we're not that. I took all my tractors out of the shed today.
Oh.
Started them, and what? There's any chance it's been sunny this week? We might get out and lift a bit of silage or something.
Jake used to be at the grass this week.
Hopefully.
Seen even the self-propelled, Jake?
Hopefully.
Has he done any? Has Barry done any work yet for?
No harvester out. Bit of bales and a bit of messing about last week, but it'd be nice to get out.
See the boys baling. Are the boys that's baling, are they baling because they've not really been able to get on the grass, so they've just said, fuck it, we're going to sacrifice this?
I'm not an expert, right? First of all, anything I talk about here, I'm not an expert on anything. The only thing I might be an expert on is my work, which I'd want to be because they pay me for that. But any of this stuff, not an expert. But from what I gather, you might be able to correct me on this one. If you have grazing, you have to take an odd bit of it out. If it's getting away from you, get it all back in the rotation. That's what I gather. I'm not a farmer.
Yes.
So anything that's, anybody's that took out paddocks or whatever last week, sure, they're all just trying to take them out to get caught up again. Isn't that what?
More or less, and otherwise, if you know with the weather, if you couldn't get slurry or fertiliser onto the ground, it was just handy to clean it off. And then, well, to be fair, most people have too much slurry at the minute, and they can't get it out because of the ground. So
the reason I'm asking is because, and I'll talk about this later, I was in Cork there this week, and the fella who I bought the mat brew off, I would still keep in contact with him. Me and Jeremy would still keep in touch. So I was like, fuck it, I'm literally working 5 kilometres down the road from me in the new place. So I was like, deadly. Called over and seen him, and he was out, and I was like, not well early, and he's kind of like zero grazing. I'll explain a bit more about it later, but basically he was saying that he's just clearing the field now, because he says he couldn't get slurry or fertiliser or fuck all on it. So he says, he's like, I'm just going to clear the grass off it. He goes, I'm going to start. He goes, and he's like, I'll take it in July, end of June, July, and get a proper good cut on it then instead.
Well, like if you couldn't get on to
there's a guy I was talking to last week, and he was talking like yourself about letting cows out. He says, I'm going to keep them in. He says they're happy enough in, and I'll round bale a heap of stuff and leave them in for another month if they're happy in. So yes, look at everybody. That's the one thing I'm not as a farmer, but every farmer has their own wee way of doing things. Like, so it's good to see cattle out. Like,
I was deadly happy to get mine out.
Suppose to take it back a wee bit, Emmet, how did you get into tractors, or like? Or where did that all
the What's New segment?
That's a really good question. Whatever. I'm 35 plus years about, but whenever I was born, my granda retired from his job at the time and kind of took on the looking after me. And me and him used to just go around the country looking at tractors on a bike. Whenever I was young, I was in the back of his bike, took me around and looked at the neighbours, moved on to the next one, and that's how we spent our summers until then I was big enough to follow him around on another bike. The two of us went, and I stood in the front garden looking at the neighbours up and down by, and that's how I get into tractors. Like, he took me everywhere. Even my mum then, when we'd have been going to town or whatever, if there was tractors in the field, Mum would have stopped, we would have looked at them. But it all comes from my granda. That's where it came from. He retired and I came along at the same time, from what I gather, and me and him just up and down the roads, in and out of fields, and everybody knew we were coming, everybody knew us, and that's where it went.
When you were a young fellow, would you always been sealing the tractors then? If, like, say contractor was putting in grass at a local farm to you, would you have jumped in with some of them?
I'd have been probably odd them days. I'd have been standing in the field, say, with my granda when I was a child, and people would have often stopped and said, do you want to? And I'd probably been odd where I wouldn't have got in with them. I'd have been happy enough standing with him. But then there is a couple of guys, like there's a guy that sticks in my head over the road, lives over the road from me. He'd have stopped. He'd have been a friend of my uncle's, and he'd have stopped at the side of the road to see, are you coming for a run? And I'd have got in with him, and I'd have trusted him.
Yes,
and then my mum's family would have had a farm, and you'd been up with them and in tractors, and till I was brave enough that you would sit in with somebody. But I'd have been, when I was younger, I'd have been happy. Still now, to be honest, if there was men lifting grass down the road, I would sit in the field, and I would look at them for the evening, and it wouldn't annoy me in the slightest. Like, you know, I wouldn't say, "Jesus, I'd like to be driving that tractor." I'd happily stand there, and even now, if I was out, you know, drawing a bit of silage or something, and you were a trailer heavy for something that came closer to the pit, I'll sit up on the harvester and I look out. You know, I enjoy.
You enjoy watching it,
watching and looking as much as, you know, the driving thing doesn't particularly, you know, I love being out and all that, but the being there, the watching it, like I'll stand in the field, look at a guy mowing.
See, when I was young fella, 5, 6, 7, I would the same as yourself. Like, whenever our grass at home would have been brought in, don't know what it was about me at the time, but I would only want with like the same person every time, and maybe if they weren't driving that day, you maybe jumped in with somebody else, but then you got to sort of trust them, strange enough. But it's
strange when you're that young, and I do think about that too. It's strange who you look up to. Mm-hmm. You know, there's guys that I'd have looked up to, and I didn't know them from anybody else. Like, and I see that now, and it's kind of a responsibility, or I would be bad with people. You know, there's young people who come up to me and say, "Oh, I saw your tractor," and I know at times I'd be short with them, not short,
abrupt.
But not know what to say or what to, and then I go home and think, do you know, and it's not being big-headed. You think that fella could actually, you know, maybe thinks that I'm fucking great, or thinks that I'm something that I'm not. Like, I'm only an ordinary person, and I'm like, Jesus, I don't want to let that person down. You know, I would be like, I seen young boys come up to me and saying, "Oh, I saw your tractor here and I saw your tractor there," and I'd have rubbished them a bit, saying, "Oh, you know that silly young fella," and felt bad about it. And you have to. I found now you make an effort, because you don't know, like the guys that I used to look up to, they don't know that I looked up to them. You know, it's strange. Like, you stand along the road and you knew this guy and you knew him, but they didn't know who you were and nothing about you. But it was your whole life at that time was about, you know, there's fucking Paddy going past.
That's actually so true.
You know,
that's so true.
And I did, and now I do feel a bit of pressure with that, because, and it's hard to. I find it's hard to distinguish between young boys that are being smartasses with you and young boys that are genuinely interested in in what you do. Like, and you know, I would be a victim of putting a lot of people into the one box, saying, "Oh, there's only some old stupid young fella." But you know, it's something I've tried to be better with. You know, is with young boys coming up to me.
Because I suppose with the likes of social media and that, obviously it's all the young ones that are really bigger into it, like, you know, your TikTok and that.
I would say like most of your demographic realistically on TikTok will be identical to yours. It's all like that sort of 16, 24 year olds.
It is, but you know what's strange about that? You gather in their fathers and their whatever into it as well, like, you know, and it does, of course it is. Like I said, I was saying it to a friend of mine over after Christmas. They didn't know that I was doing any TikTok or whatever, and they were saying, they were looking at one, they said, "Jesus, you have so many followers." And I was like, yeah, that's all the 8 to 12-year-old boys that like blue tractors. Like, I know, laughing, but in reality, that's, you know, you're into that sort of,
that is your demographic.
But yeah, look, you're not doing any of that stuff for an audience. Like, you know, you're doing it the same as yourselves. You're not picking an audience saying you're doing this because it's a bit of crack and you want to do it.
Oh, exactly.
You know,
somewhere to talk shit and get away with.
If you were to pick your audience, it's not the audience you'd pick, but that's the audience that you appeal to. Like.
Yeah, 100%. Like that, we found that very, very quickly. Even ourselves, we were like we just seen where our audience was coming from. We were like, right, okay, that is our audience. Like, that's what we're going to have to roll with. And like, to be fair,
like, look, people your own age, a lot of people my age think I'm a bollocks. Like, you know, what's he doing that there for, and what's he doing? And you know what? I don't mind anymore. You know,
everybody's going to have an opinion.
Yeah, 100%.
Everybody has their own opinion.
100%.
Not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody likes what you do. Do your own thing for yourself. Like, and I've learned that you get more appreciation from people, and the people that will turn their eyes up at you are you know, are people that you shouldn't really worry about anyway.
Correct.
But, and often they're the ones that, when you go behind the closed door, they're as nosy as anybody else.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It's the same as yourselves. No doubt there's somebody that knows, what's them boys doing a podcast for? You know, but then there's 20 other people that think, that's cool, like, you know, I enjoy that, I enjoy listening to them guys, so you can't let the likes of them people
exactly.
pull you down, like, or you do nothing.
I would guarantee you there's people out there, like, not saying me and Conor's in a big way going here, but I would guarantee you there's people out there that would come up and say to you at some point, hey, see, you're doing well with the podcast, it's nice to see, and see whenever you first started, they're probably, them same people are probably going, fuck, what them pair of fucking twats doing.
Look, I'd be like that. I would post a lot of crap, like, you know, but sure, it is what it is. You don't have to. A guy that just sticks in my head one day, he was a friend of mine, like, and he was in Snapchat, right, something in my story, and he met me and he's like, look, you post some shite, and I just took out my phone and I went down and I just deleted him down and, oh, don't be at that. I said, sure, you don't have to look at it. You know, there's a lot of that, like,
yes,
I wouldn't have balls to do that to someone right now.
No, this particular boy, I remember exactly where I was at the time, and he was one of them guys, just a friend of a friend, and he's like, but sure, yeah, you'll not have to look at it ever again. You know, what's the point? You know, why did you bother saying, oh, you post some shit, or you do that? Like, you know, it's the same. If you don't want to, you don't want to listen to it. Nobody's forcing you to.
The thing is, see, for that one person who's telling you, like, you post some shit, there's about probably 30 or 40 people hanging on to your content going, fuck, what's he going to post next? This is deadly. But they'll never tell you that. Because they're just happy to sit and watch it and go, we had 210.
And they'll likely never have maybe the confidence, if they did see you, say, at the Balmoral show, or if they seen you somewhere, them folk will never really come up to you.
But I would prefer nobody come up to me, do you know that kind of way?
Fair enough, yes.
I don't want, I'm only just doing me for me.
Yeah,
like, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, not trying to have an audience or not trying to have anything, like, you know, and it's nearly, I don't really want anybody coming up to me, but I appreciate people appreciating.
Yes.
But, you know, I don't want to, I'm definitely your anti-famous person. Like, I couldn't think of anything worse than to be famous.
See then, Emmet, back whenever you were wee,
if you're going to ask the same question I'm about to ask, I'll be fucking rich.
Go on, don't just fire it out.
Go on ahead.
No, all I was going to say was it Ford back then?
Bollocks! Anyway.
It's funny, I knew that question was coming as well.
You were sitting going off on these tangents, I was sitting right, I'm going to say here, I'm going to roll it back and go, right, Emmet, well, was it a Ford in the area? Was it all Fords? You fucking beat me to it, you bollocks.
where we are, it would have been fairly, the Ford dealers in Monaghan would have been fairly Ford. I would have.
Who were they?
Bogues was the original Ford dealers in Monaghan.
Okay.
But and then where we are, you'd fall into Stinson's. Used to fall into where we would be as well. Yeah. So that would have all fell in, like, and people around me, it would have all been. Yeah, the people I'd have stood with my granda looking at, there was looking at your people with your Zetters and your all that stuff, but it was all us. The Ford thing, probably for me, do you know when you have a memory in your head and every time you hear it, I don't know if I hear a 7810 taking over, it has that noise that reminds me of, like,
being like 8 years old.
Yeah,
nostalgia.
I was at a tractor run years ago before I had my 7810, and I just hear the 7810 taking over. I was like, yeah, that's what I remember. You know, it was probably the time that the good tractors were Fords and the bad tractor, you know, the older stuff. So still your guys with your 188 Massey's and you know, but your people who had the good tractors had 7610s and 7810s and there was actually another guy who had a digger beside us who'd been friendly with my uncle, would have had TWs and would have had,
I love TWs,
stuff like that. There's guys down the road from us now that would have Dutzes. They'd have been originally Fords, and I'd have stood looking at them. Everybody from standing in my granny's garden, left down the road, farmers, all Fords. Right down the road was all Fords, and that's probably where a lot of that came from. But around us would still be fairly blue, like, you know, would it be holding its own, like, you know.
Would that be Barry's influence as much as anything now, or?
Probably, yeah. Bit of it, yeah, but I'd say just as a move on from the Ford thing, it probably is, like, you know, they're
Better than the devil, you know.
Farmers tend to stick to what they know as well. Like,
Yeah, they probably do. Yeah, there is different ways. Yeah, you have your Valtra men, and you have your Dutes men, and you have your Massey men, and all that. But you probably have 3 blue men for every
One of everything else.
one of them
Yeah.
other classes, and like. Yeah, it is. A lot of it's probably bought about the devil, you know. If somebody's giving you a brand new Massey in the morning, you'll take it, like.
Well, then was 7, 8, 10s really like the main go-to workhorse for the men that were doing all the contract and sort of work back then?
well, sure, they were 106 horse per straight 6 engine.
Probably, but
They
and
were-
then your farmers was probably all 7, 6, 10s.
Yeah.
It's probably
Yes,
more
yes.
7, 6, 10s around in sheds around us than there was 7, 8, 10s. But yeah, there'll probably be. But that time, like that time around us, there wasn't massive contractors. You know,
Yes.
men was putting in their own silage with their own oil stuff, and that was probably more of it. You know, there was probably more of that, more than contractors. Like, you know, probably there was a guy down the road would have put in a bit of silage. Yeah, they had 7, 8, 10s, and probably moved on to 40s, and I'd have remembered that. I'd have been standing in the garage or standing in the garden as a child, going, "Oh, look, they have a new tractor." You know, and that would have been my summer made because they had a new tractor.
Yes.
You know, and then as I got older, like I remember, you know, running about the roads even before I'd have a license, but all this Barry McKenna's 8210 would have always stuck in my head. That's where my 8210 thing came out of. Like,
Yes,
that's
yes.
years ago. I'd have been whatever, 15, 16, whatever year I was. I might have been older, I might have been younger. You know, it's hard to know what age you were when you remember these things. But you know, and you'd hear people talking about this 40k turbo 8210, and you think that's cool, like, you know, and you see it every so often. You're like, yeah, that's cool. I like that. That's my thing. Like,
The type thing you see it coming down the road, and you're sort of craning the neck around to follow it up the road again.
Yeah. That's where that. Yeah, that's probably where it came from. Like, you know, it. And then when I'd have got into rallying then when I was younger as well, and it was all Mark II escorts again. You were to Ford as well.
Yes, yes.
You know, so it's not a big. It's what you're brought up with. You know, I know guys in their Massey on the brain, and they're
Yes.
you know 26, 80 Masseys, and yeah, they're cool, but they're not my cool.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm
Not that I would love a 2680 Massey as well, to be fair.
Is that the V8 one you're on about?
No, do you know the ones that have the gear
The side
six sideways in them?
Side shift.
Yeah.
So the Euro spec ones, I think. So the 4-post cab. So the new 8S is
Yeah, the
technically.
late brood of a door.
Yes,
Your man,
yes.
Farmer Phil has one with no windows or doors in her. She's at, what's she, 26?
40, 26, 40 or something.
or
Something like
65,
that, aye.
She's 5 at the end of her, whatever she is. Them's cool. Like, I remember a contractor not that far away had them.
Yes.
They were cool.
Yes.
You know, but I don't know what dragged me to the Ford thing rather than them, but probably just availability or what's around you or what you end up into.
You say about a 70, a 10, and it brings back a memory of me too, where I would stand like the road where you're parked on,
Yeah.
like before coming up here. Like I'd have been standing there, and there's a farmer up the road from me has a Silver Jubilee,
Yeah.
but at the time he actually repainted it to standard Ford colours because Silver
Lunatic.
Jubilees were going for so much cheaper. Like they couldn't get rid of Silver Jubilees at the time. In 1981 he paid $2,000 less for a Silver Jubilee. He's recently resprayed it back but at the time she was just blue. But the note, see whenever they're revving out, there's a very, very distinctive note in a 7810 specifically. They roar. And that's the only word I can use to describe it, as it's a proper roar. So him going up the road, well, like at the time an 8.5 ton trailer was a big trailer. Like you know, we're talking 1999, the year 2000. Me 6 years old standing watching them. Like this is when the same boys had recently just gone 8360.
Yeah.
8360 was a brand new tractor.
Yeah.
Like the roar of the 7810 was just unreal, and when you talk about like it's staying in your memory, that same me looking at that tractor coming up the road and just hearing the roar of that 7810, it sticks in my memory too. There's just something very distinctive about that tractor.
Yeah, now there is things that stick in your mind. Like when you're young, and I am aware of that with young people now, that there is things that stick in their mind, like, you know, and yeah, definitely. Like I do remember standing in the garden, like, and I remember I could tell you every tractor that every contractor had up and down the road. There's
Same.
the guy down the road had a big 6-cylinder Renault. Like, she was cool as well.
Oh, they're class. They're deadly.
There's just stuff that was everywhere, but I don't think you hear it now. It used to be when you went to bed at night around us, all you could hear was JF 900s. Like,
Same round here.
yeah, you know, and that noise rattles in your head.
Because it's a rattle.
Aye, but
Literal rattle.
it's that whatever sweet thing of them, and you going to fucking bed sleeping and these things rattling around the country. Like, you know,
We used to have
and
a
you're
900 back when Dad was living. We
Yeah.
had a 900. We had originally had a class 70 Jaguar 75, or maybe it was a 75. And then I remember the night the 900 came, and your man delivered it in the back of a Defender, like.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the 900, like she would, like that was class, like, and it was as you say, there's a very distinctive note off a 900, like.
There is something about when it gets dark, like, you know, it's just this thing, and there could have been 4 of them in 4 different directions. You know, that's the big.
You just hear the pull down noise of them.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
No, there's some. I take great delight now in seeing, just when you talk about like the JF 900s, I take great delight now in seeing setups like that. So like a tractor or like a pull behind trailed precision chop, you don't really see any of that anymore now. Like,
Yeah.
I take great delight in seeing that sort of stuff now. Like,
Yeah, up around us you will still have a few people, you
Really?
know, working with that stuff and putting in their own stuff, and they are nice to see, but when you get into your head, it's the same as the New Holland FR that Barry has there. Like, the noise of it as well will rattle in your head as well. Like, you go home after a night sitting beside it all day and you can hear the noise of it in your head as well. Like, you know, it's one of them things that when you hear it, like, I can't wait for it to start next week. And you're like,
Yes.
I agreed, but I still don't think it's the same as that old mechanical sound.
no, but it is high. It's
You
just
think
not
so?
to us. Yeah, if you go to that
Fair.
noise, I would be very noise orientated with things like, and if you hear that harvester starting, it has that noise. Like, it has the, you know, I don't know what a Crone harvester sounds like. I don't, you know, but I know that New Holland harvester. Like, yeah, that's sweet. Like, you know it's sweet. Like, and you know it's going sweet.
What is it Barry has? Is it a 780? Or what is it?
She's 650, is it?
Aye.
650.
Yeah. Pulled beside a 780. It's,
No, 650 goes good now. She definitely goes good.
she's
She goes good.
aye. Yeah. I'd say she's at her cell alright.
yeah,
Like.
yeah.
What was the first tractor you bought?
Myself, I worked in England for a few years, and I came home out of England. I don't even know if I came home. I don't know where it fitted in, but
What were you doing in England? Out of curiosity.
I'm a civil engineer. So people ask that actually, along what do I work at, but I'm a civil engineer. So I went to England the time that we sold all our magic beans that time, and the country had no money. That's when I graduated, so I went to England. And
Where'd
worked in
you
it.
go to uni, out of curiosity?
Queens, Belfast.
Ah, so did I.
Did you stay up for first year or all
I
the
stayed
years?
up for all the years,
Oh,
yeah.
Aye.
That's what I suppose it makes sense.
Yeah.
Being from Monaghan.
But then I went to England, and I came home and I went to an auction one day. I made a bit of a show of myself at the auction, to be honest, and bought 9 acres behind the house, home. The old man came home one night, the night before the auction. The old man was in the pub, landed in my house in the village, and he says, "You need to go buy that in the morning." I says, "I'll buy it if you stand on, sure. Me, you." He says, "Go up and talk to your uncle." He says, "We'll buy it between the 3 of us." I went up to uncle. I says, "Well, what about this ground?" And he says, "Well, what about it?" I says, "Well, we'll buy it." So I said, "Sure, why not?" So I went to the auction the next day, made a bit of tit of myself, stood up and put in an offer and got the ground. But it was all overgrown, and there was a friend of mine's father, or a friend of mine, whichever way it is, had a wee 3065 Massey. So I got a lend of it. Sure, I had a lend of it that long, I bought it off him then.
Right.
Yes.
So we had it, lovely wee tractor. What are they? 85 horsepower.
Yeah.
That's maybe all they are.
Yeah.
But a class,
They're a
lovely
great
wee
tractor.
tractor. That
Fell over the
30
road as well.
series cab on it.
Yeah.
You know, lovely
Yes.
thing.
Four-wheel drive or two-wheel
Four-wheel
drive?
drive. Four-wheel drive.
Great tractor.
Yeah, lovely tractor. Great wee thing. But we took into then just before the whole COVID thing, a couple of years before it, we used to get into, geez, will we tidy this wee tractor up? She'd got the, them on massive rusty doors with the
Yes.
bottoms of the doors start rusting
and the
them.
mud yards probably went bad too.
And the mud yards, and
yeah.
it says, tidy this yoke up. But sure, one thing led to another, and it ended up nearly doing the whole fucking thing from top to bottom. She was mint, like the wee tractor was mint. I must dig up a few photographs of her. But she's never what I wanted, and I had always said to the uncle, she's, I'd love a 7010. He says, sure, we'll get a 7010, we'll get a 7010. Like, we're still at the 4.6. 4.6 has been his tractor from ever. She came maybe when I was 8 or 9. But
4600 or 416? She's 4600.
4600.
She's 4600.
But so I says to him, he says, sure, chance that Massey, see, could you get anybody for her and put the money of that into your 7010? So I chanced the Massey up anyway, and I'd spent a lot of money in her. We had spent a lot of money. This is a real wee project, and we spent a lot of money in her. Sure, boy came for her, wanted her, sold her, had the lock of pound. And me, Dad, and the uncle went one day. I saw a tractor on Facebook, a 7010 for sale, and I thought, look, that's cool, like, she's cool. I said, we'll go and have a look at that. He's coming. My dad would have no interest in tractors, but likes being part of the thing, like. And the three of us went up the road in COVID. It was during the whole COVID thing. Probably weren't supposed to be going where we were going.
You were essential worker.
Essential worker. We were farmers going to purchase a tractor.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what we were doing. And went up, saw her, had the money in the Massey. That they would have been in the Massey as well. They'd have given me, I think the Massey would like $1,000 a piece. Bought her, spent it all between us, and went up, saw the tractor, and Dad kind of gave me a bit of a nudge. He says, sure, we'll go for that. Like, you know, I like having the backing of somebody. You know, I don't.
You
like somebody else to agree with you and making a big decision like that, yes.
We didn't know what we were looking at. We knew she was good anyway.
So did you not know really? You say you didn't know what you were looking at. You didn't know really anything.
Well, I knew what I was. You know, I had an idea, but I don't. Same as I said here, I don't pretend to know, be an expert on anything. Like,
but were you around Barry McKenna's at this stage?
Yeah, I would have been. Yeah,
so you would.
But
okay.
I know tractor. Like, you know, it was 7010, and it was grand. Took it for a spin, and it was nice. And so we went. We bought it. A friend of mine then left me up the road from her, drove her down the road. She was way up the other side of Calvin. And yeah, what she get from I got her, she got 2 front tyres and painted half the bonnet on her. Half the bonnet. You ever see them? They go black. You ever see them? The nearly the paint just wears off them. They go black. Painted a half a bonnet. And that was always done until this year. I stripped the windows and stuff out of her and painted the whole cab, but she's damn near rust free. Like, she came out of Germany. She's a German tractor.
Right.
Yes.
So this guy bought her out of Germany. He had her, and yeah, that's where she came out of.
And what way did you work the paint with the cab?
The plan was she was starting to bubble in places. You know, you see it out under the rubbers and them. And I says, I'll strip this here. I'll paint it with a brush behind the rubbers, put the windows back in there, stripped it out, and says, it's a wee bit, you know, one of this done now.
Sure, you may as well
try and do a middling job
on
the cab. And there's a guy, he's very good, like, he's first class. He does a bit of painting, for Barry. Painted my bonnet at the time. I says, would you come up and look at this here for me? I want to paint the front of the cab. And he came up and he says, we'll paint the cab. I said, will you paint the cab for me? I says, I'd appreciate it if you will. He says, no, I'll paint the cab. You get the cab, you get it ready for me as close as you can, get the doors off her, and done that. End up painting the whole cab, but painted it. He hates me for it in single pack paint.
This is what I was getting at when I asked you the question.
He hates single pack paint. I think every panel beater in the world hates single pack paint, but if you give it a couple of months now, it'll blend in with the rest of it. It'll drop the shine off it very quickly. The half of the bonnet was painted in single pack, and you'll know it was painted if you come and look at it.
It'll take long enough. You can know, because I was looking at this, you notice the cab. You don't really necessarily notice the bonnet.
You only notice the cab's only done when you've seen it.
Yeah, exactly.
2 weeks.
Yep, exactly.
And you go to it now, it's been out and about. Once the sun gets at it, it'll take the shine off it.
The same as you say with the bonnet. Like, I wouldn't have really, unless you turned around and said to me, can you see where that bonnet's had a touch of paint?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, well, that's why, and he doesn't like painting with it. I don't think any panel beater does. There was another guy down at my house one day, he does a bit of painting as well, and he came in for a look around it, and he says, geez, that's a lovely job. I says, yeah. I says, he says, oh, what paint do you use? I says, single pack. And he says, oh, Jesus. I says, why do you not like it either? He says, no. He says, no modern paint man likes painting with single pack paint. So I'm glad I done it. It's good. And that's her now. She's done for whatever. I'd say she'll outlive me at this stage. Like, so yeah, that was the 7810 thing. She doesn't do much. Like, you know, she's not turboed. She probably, the uncle runs about to the power box on it. It'd be nice to get it out an odd evening to draw a couple of bales, and you know.
But she's at herself, is she not?
Oh, she's at herself. Well, she's
like
109 horsepower.
Aye.
You know, standard, like, well, standard, not turboed.
Yes.
It's probably not standard, but she's under 9 horsepower.
She's at herself, like.
Yeah. Good tractor, like.
So this is, I think, the first time I had sort of seen you posting all this stuff on Facebook, and you had this. So you started off with a 7810, yeah. So I remember seeing you starting to post a few things on Facebook. If I'm sure whether I was friends with you at the time, I can't remember. But it was on the Ford big 600 tractor register.
Yeah.
So I remember seeing you posting a lot on that, and it was always, and I was like, "Fuck, that thing's tidy." Then all of a sudden, an 8210 comes along.
Yeah.
So what happened there?
How did the 8210?
Because I feel like the 8210 is probably the favourite.
Probably, yeah. Probably.
If you had a pipe.
No, but it's probably the favourite. But if you were to leave me with one, I think you'd have to take everything and leave the 78. That's why the 78 came first. It's the memories. It's the it's staying. You know, they're all staying. None of them.
It was a dream bus, basically.
Yeah, couldn't not have.
It was the nostalgia kick.
Yeah,
I get that.
But how did the 8210 come out? I seen her for sale on the Big Six Facebook page. To be fair, hat tip to them, that is as good a page as you're going to get on Facebook.
100%. Andrew Collier runs that so well. He's a gentleman too.
A gentleman. Ask questions on it. Yeah, plenty of smart asses on it.
You're always going to get that.
You're always going to get that. But there is some unbelievably genuine people on it.
Really good.
There's people with serious knowledge. There's people with parts that will send them to you, will sell them to you, will give you advice and stuff. There's some brilliant people on it. But anyway, I saw the 210 for sale on it. I still have a screenshot of the post on it, but she was bananas money. But I looked and thought, that's cool. You know, but that was put to bed. Like, I'm never going to be able to afford that. But it's like, I know I want an 8210.
Yes.
So I went and looked at another one then. One day we actually took Jack McKenna with me. And me and Jack went and looked at this 8210. And Jack would be completely hate anything got to do with anything that he thinks is scrap. They've been there, done that, had one of them. That was a ball of dung. What would you want that for? Why would you want that heap of shite? Blah, blah, blah. Please come and look at her with me. So we went and looked at the tractor one evening. She was a ball of dung. So fair enough, he was right. That was grand. Moved on, looked at another one evening. No, still a ball of dung. But in my head, I knew what I wanted. That one that I had looked at, I saw the ad for it. She was 40k.
Yeah, which is a big.
She wasn't turboed now, but she was 40k. And so I need a 40k one. You know, I don't want a 30k.
You don't want to tap around the roads at 19 mile an hour.
Yeah, it's no good to anybody. Then after a while, didn't the other one come up again? And I again says to the shareholders in the house, what are we going for a look at this yoke? Sure, we're at nothing, sure, we'll go. I try to put the days together. It must have been a Sunday. We went to look at her, and the three of us diddled away she was up towards Dublin. I say no more than that. She was towards Dublin.
So she's a Southern tractor?
She's originally an English tractor.
Right, okay.
So I went up to this guy, looked at her, tractor was class. She was what she is now, like, she's class. New tyres on her, big wheels on her, big everything. The guy was a bit, you know, I don't know, there was no having a crack with him, but anyway, she was what she was. And I says to Dad, geez, that thing's class, but she's big money. Yeah, she's big money. And that was the whole conversation we had. Like, you know, we didn't have that money. Like, you know, we don't have money, we're just normal people. But I had a Golf R that I paid off over a couple of years, and she was lying in the house. And I says, I'm not driving that Golf. Like, I had a Jeep that I was using for work. And
right.
I says, I'd try and sell that Golf R. If I can get that Golf R sold here, I'll fire her into the 210. And I says, that well, man, I says, if I get the guts of this here, will you give me a hand with the rest of her? But I says, yeah, we will surely. Like, no, to be fair, there's the three of us in the most of the stuff about the house. We fight like cats and dogs, but there's three of us in it, like, and there's going to be the three of us till there's not.
Yeah.
So I rang a boy in the north that sells cars. Says, any interest in this yoke? Says, I should take her down and get a look at her. So I ended up having to get a lift up the road, left her there. Money in the bank account. That was a Thursday evening, so I thought about it all week and said, so I can get rid of this car, I'll buy this tractor. Transferred your man the money. Had a deal with some bits and pieces, a bit of to and fro on it, got your man the money. The hardest thing in the world, you learn to spend your own money. If you have money in your bank account, if somebody put 100 grand in your bank account today and told you you have 24 hours to spend it, you'd never get it out. It's impossible. Transferring him 5 grand and 10 grand and money out of my mother's account and Alby's account and transfer.
Yep.
Got him paid for dinner up the road for her. And looked over down the road like dog's diddler. Like, the only thing the guy grabbed me was, come down the road, no PTO cover on her, he took it off her and he took the toe and pin out of the toe hook in the front of her. I was crabbed when I got home with that, but I was like, no, do you know what, don't care, she's class, you paid big money for her, but she's cool, and you know, it is what it is. So
was she basically, you could say, a done tractor, more or less? So she was fairly refurbished basically, or she was a good clean one?
The panels were painted on her, the cab was painted on her, the chassis, the back end, axles, all of that never painted. She's original English tractor. She's 6,000 hours.
Just really well looked after.
Really well looked after. Cab was painted.
But she has the big wheels, big wheels, good
big
tyres.
She's all that stuff. You know yourself. Many's the time a set of tyres has sold a tractor.
Oh, my fate, perfect example.
Yeah, you know, and they have, like, and you go up, you have to look past that sometimes. But she was everything that I wanted. She was just damn near 40k. She get it done. The guy that sold her to me says, look, we looked around her, we can't see where she was ever split, whether she got a gearbox, don't know whether she was factory 40k, don't know if she got a gearbox, don't know if she got third and fourth gear, don't know. She's 40k anyway, damn near 40k. You know, they don't just do the full 40k on 600 tyres. If I had to put 580 tyres in her, she probably would do 41 or 2k maybe on them, but I don't like them on them big tyres. Yes. And in fairness to your guy, he obviously was of the same opinion. So she came home, diddled about in her, and I was all as people said, oh, you'll turbo her. I said, nah, she's not, she's too good for it. And I was stepping about Barry's yard one evening down, and Barry came in and I says, I'm thinking of turboing this tractor. Oh, don't do that to her. I says, I know, but she's no good the way she is. Had a chat. I says, sure, we'll turbo. And he says, well, I'll tell you. He says, there's a turbo off a 7840 in that back shed somewhere. If you can find it, you can have it. And his back shed's just full of bits,
everything,
parts, everything. Yep.
Emmet started into one corner, but he never quit till he dug out the 8340 turbo. Was proud as punch of it and took it out anyway, and mint. It's damn near new. Turned out it was new when we got into it. There was a story behind it, but I got the turbo anyway. Good friend of mine then, Jason, came and he done all that. You have to see it to appreciate it. Done, piped everything up in stainless.
I've seen it. It's a class job. Like,
it's
a class job.
Everything up in stainless. Rubbed bits of fittings out of engines and barries to get the oil pipes into her, but they're done braided oil pipes and stuff. Because I was like, if that can do a drift car or a rally car, it'll definitely do a tractor. So got her turboed. Life fear to me. How much do you screw her out? What do you do? And yeah, since then we've just tipped away at her and screwed another bit out of her here and there, and she's what she is now. That's where she came from.
Did the turbo make an absolute job of her?
Yeah.
Is it the sort of thing where they should have been turboed for the size of them from factory?
They're a very big frame tractor for all they were.
Yeah, but what was she? 100 horsepower.
Yeah.
Now she's 150 horsepower.
Some
great power to weight.
Yeah, but the thing about her, now I went one evening to draw bales with the 7810. I had the 8210 at this stage. I went pumping my double bale after my 7810, lift 2 bales. Scared the life of myself.
They're very light in the front.
Very light in the front end.
And
you need to be Darcy Clark.
You would, and to be fair, that evening, that is very funny. It was actually my ground, and I was drawing them down the road to a guy. The guy says, "Oh, do you want to give me a hand all these bales?" I said, "Well, surely." So, big dick Emmet lands in the 7, 8, 10. Scares the life of himself, which hits the first pebble on the road, and back to the yard. Need bigger tractor. Bale lifter onto the 7, 8, 10. Aaron Clark actually sent me a snap. "What are you at? Drawing bales?" He says, right. He says, "Do you want a hand? I have no tractor, but," I says, "my 7, 8, 10's laying there. If you want your bale lifter on her and mess about away." He landed. Lunatic all evening, up down the road. He had no problems with her. But the life was scared. My knuckles was whitening her. Going down the road, every pebble you hit in the road, all she wanted to do was. But that's me. That's my experience. I don't have the experience. I don't let on to be a driver. And that was the difference I found in the 8210. She's just heavy.
Just takes it.
She's heavy. She's longer. She's more comfortable. She's just a different tractor, like, which is not as sporty. You nearly get into the 78. I know it's a funny way to describe it. You're like, this thing's class to drive. You get into the 8210. It's like, she's ignorant. She's big. She's whatever. But you put something on the back of her. Put something on the back of her. Different tractor.
Yeah.
Like. And that was that evening. I was down to like, yeah, this is my yoke. I like her, like. So yeah, no, you do notice the difference in them. But yeah, turbo wise, massive difference. Like.
What's the manifold of?
Standard. The standard manifold, the turbo sits on top of it. You don't have to change the manifold.
I thought for some reason it was an 8340 manifold or something was on her.
No, they're the same manifold. It's just flat top manifold. A 7810 does have a different manifold. The hole is in a different place in a 7810, but in an 8210 the manifold is in the middle. It collects in the middle.
Yeah, she's
sits at a
straight log.
Bolt your turbo straight on the top of it, pipe it in. It's it is straightforward. The main bit is having friend with welder.
Yeah.
And your boy Jason Gillespie's a friend of mine. He done it like it's first class. It is. Takes Tasty to the next level.
It's a deadly job. Like, it's a really good job.
Heat wrapped it and all that inside it and done all that sort of stuff. You know, that's from the bit out of rally or whatever.
Whatever put you in the notion for a 40 then?
40's a funny story, but it's not a story for telling. That's a story from my own head. It's one of them ones how I came in with a 40, but kind of when it got into my head then how to have it. When I had the reason in my head why I wanted it, so I'd done the rounds last year. Again, looked at some scrap till I got the one I have.
Did it have to be a blue roof, or would you have settled for like a nice white roof?
No, had to be a blue roof. Had to be blue.
Had to be a new home.
Had to be a blue roof. Had to have 4 spools. That's that's sort of the minimum
one
thing.
One of the last of them nearly then.
Yeah,
97.
She is damn near. She's damn near the last of them as well. But there's a guy who works in Barry McKenna. He's Jason Devlin. He's a mechanic in it. Jason came with me, looked at her. She gave him Nuri, and we looked around her, and she's dead on. Like. There's one thing with 8340s. Every one of them in the country is done. The shite is work to them. Apart from the handful that aren't.
Yeah.
The rest of them have all done hard work. Like an 8340 was bought to work. Same as an 8210.
Yeah.
Every 8210 you see is racked.
Yeah.
So to get a good one, so we went and got. I had looked at maybe 5 or 6 8340s, and there was bits missing off them and bits broke off them, and inside of them taped together with fucking insulating tape and just a mess. And we went and looked at that one, and she was fairly good. Fairly good, but we took her back, and ended up doing the front of the gearbox in her. There was a bit, the forward reverse lever was going a bit too far forward, was going a bit too far back, but it ended up, she actually had only wore the plastic off the synchro. There's now plastic liner on the synchro, but when we were in there, to be fair to Jason, he went in, he'd done the whole front of the box, replaced the clutch packs, so that's good. She was doing the normal 8340 thing where she was blowing. The engine blows in them. I think they're just notorious for blowing.
Yeah.
Sickened my arse, the blowing of it. She used to, when you parked her in the street, she left the 5 greatest big dirtiest drops of black oil
out of the breather pipe
in the street, and it's just like, would you quit doing it, you dirty brute. We were in Barry's shed one evening, me, Jack McKenna and Darcy Clark was in it, and we taped a bottle onto the breather and sent Darcy to the shop, and we came back and she'd put enough oil into the bottle to say, is there something wrong with this thing?
The rings might just
so
be.
we took in thick that evening, pulled her apart, pulled the head off her. Thought there was a ring broke, she was that bad. But it was alright, everything in there was alright. Sent the head away, got the head done, because she's at 10,000 hours, like says, we'll do the head now anyway.
You don't want to drop the valve.
And took thick the next evening, then pulled the front axle out of her then, and dropped the pistons out of her, and put rings in her. And she's mint ever since, to be fair to her. There's not a... Now, I did put a breather kit of a TS on her as well. A TS has like a wee back box.
You did do that.
And you pipe the breather into the wee back box, and the back box runs the oil back into the engine again.
Yes.
So she's collecting the oil and running it back into herself. Really.
So really a catch can.
So really, it's a New Holland one. Like, instead of fixing the breathing, they just gathered it
not more or less
back into her.
115 is just a slope nosed 40.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A 115 has the big engine. It's the 7.5 litre engine that an 8340 has without the turbo. Pretend when you turbo an 80 or a turbo at 115, you have an 8340. Like.
So were 115s never turboed from factory?
Don't think so. No.
Some of the last of them, maybe just from that Ford group, I think some of the last of them was. But
I
think they got that TB turbo kit, didn't they?
Fell up the road for me. His is an SL, it's not even SLE, and you can just hear it coming down the road. Like, and she's worked her entire life. You can just hear her, just a massive big pull out of her. She's coming down the road. Sounds class, like. Yeah,
no, the 40. I was going. People were saying, straight pipers. I don't. No, not going to do it. Like, they're grand the way it is. I don't.
They're not like a straight pipe cane anyway. In the 40s, they're like a black.
There's a big box in under the bonnet of her.
Yes. Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay.
No, there's a fair. Now, she wouldn't be too bad with the turbo. She's not going to be that loud if you done it.
No, it definitely silences.
You only have to make a bit of a pipe, bolt it out, bolt it in, and. There's part of me wants to do it, but then there's the sensible part of me as well. Like, I used to have a straight pipe on the 7810 and thought it was cool for a while, but actually when you think about it, it's far too noisy, it's too rattly.
They're not a good job on a non-turbo tractor, straight pipes.
But I don't even know if I'd bother with the 8340 either. I think she's fine the way she is. Like, you sit in her, do days work on her, she's nice to sit in. You go straight pipe it, cool for a while, but you get sick listening to it.
Did you do the LED lights in the cab?
No, I would be the complete anti-LED lights.
Oh, really?
Club black.
As long as they're the factory look, I don't mind them.
They are. She came like that. I tortured the boy when I bought her. It's where's the lights, and he gave me them. But they're alright.
Are they not an auto sparky set?
They are upgraded. Some of them I took some of your man's off and put all the sparky ones on different places, and your man had used different ones, and it's just preference. The auto sparky ones look more genuine looking, and I did, but why I done it, I'm not going to change them back to the original ones for her to start boring the fucking fuse box out of herself. Sure. They're real good at that, like, so they're there, and an LED light's not going to do her any harm, and they're fine, and she does it, for some reason. Now you might think I'm mad on this, I think a 40 carries LED lights better than a TM. A TM would puke me with LED lights.
Is that just at the top of the cab what you're talking about?
All of them even. I don't. I see people saying, are you putting LED lights in TMs? 100% not. No way. Never. Whereas the 40, I can look at her and think, yeah, she's cool.
Is it because the 40 is more square?
Is it? Yeah, possibly. Well, even a 10 series looks okay with LED lights.
Yes.
Aaron Clark's 10 series is LED lights, and it's like, yeah, they work. I'm not against them, but every time I see a TM with them, I'm like, no, they don't do it for me whatsoever. I don't get it.
Facelift TM or the first in the 150 or the 155? Would you say, or both? It doesn't matter.
Sure.
Yeah, same thing.
I
actually took me years to even recognise that the roof was different on them.
Oh, that was, well, to be fair,
the roof's different on them.
Yeah.
Alright.
Sure, the last of the TMs had like a rounded roof compared to the...
Yeah, the 150 now is the same roof as the 40. Like.
Yeah.
Which fucked me off that they took the sunroof out of them.
Yes.
And then the cab suspension left you where you were sitting like this, you know.
Yeah, because The 150 has the same roof as an 8340, but there's no sunroof.
I wonder, can you put a 40 or 60 series roof on the TM?
Oh, you could, yeah.
And
You
then
can
have
put the
sunroof.
sunroof stuff into them. Yeah, I was looking at mine that you could if you wanted, like, but yeah.
I bet you it probably still has the mouldings in the top of the roof of where there was a sunroof.
No, it doesn't
No.
have that. You
Oh,
would
it
have to
doesn't?
cut it out,
Sure.
put the mouldings into it. You could do it.
I mean, even on the top side of the roof, they
What I was
probably.
going to do, only it's not worth the hassle. You could put the rams and a hinge on the roof that's on it and drive it out and look cool and pretend you have a sunroof. But
I know what you mean, yes.
yeah,
Yes.
you know, but is it worth the
That's like
hassle?
that fake sunroof thing you're seeing boys doing. I think you've
Yeah.
seen this.
Yeah.
The fake sunroof.
Yeah,
no.
but no, it's not worth doing. No, but you could. It's the same cable.
And then the final one, because I'm conscious we still have quite a lot of stuff to talk about. The final.
I wouldn't be here all night.
Yeah, the final tractor of the fleet then was the 150,
Yes.
which looks like a 155 because she's 155 stickers.
Yeah.
Does anybody know why she's 155 stickers?
Nope. Anybody that knows says she's always been like that. From what we gather, it's the way she came. She's 155 in the tax book.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, she must have been the very first of the switchover.
Yeah.
But even at that, she's the blue and yellow stickers. Or no, she's
no, she's
actually
black.
Blue,
Oh, well, then
black
she
and white.
must be the very first of them.
She's a bit. Listen, it wouldn't be the first thing come out of Basildon that didn't make sense. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
it is what it is. Like
Yeah.
people go, "Oh, you're going to put the LTM stickers in?" No, I'm definitely not. Like that's her character now. Like
She's 155 in the tax book.
yeah,
Then
155 the tax book. She's 155 in the stickers, but she is a 150. I meant to send away the old thing. Like you could send away the chassis number and get a dating letter and stuff for her and see exactly what is the crack with
she
her.
must be like early 2002.
It doesn't matter because she's neither a 150 or a 155. She's a 1 something and a heap of other numbers. Say if you get into it, so she's neither. So you never get the right number written on the bonnet
No.
of the TM. I don't think.
No, they're a great tractor though. So she was the last of the fleet.
Yeah.
She's well
Yeah.
at herself.
Yeah, she's at herself. Yeah, yeah. I haven't got her out now. If I got her, I haven't got her out and done much with her. Like I
You
haven't
not take
paid
her
for
out?
her yet. That's more the thing. Paying for her would suit me better. I haven't just got that, but
So you're not going to go and pull her out for the grass then this week?
she's 100% going to it. She's sitting in the yard there with a half rev in her ready to go.
Deadly.
Yeah, she'll go in there. You take her anywhere. Like, you know, you're not going to be beating.
Suppose speaking of the silage and then all, what would be the biggest track trailers and stuff you would run around your part of the country?
We have Barry there that I work with in the summer. Like he's 2 18-foots.
Oh, he goes as big as the 18 foots.
Yeah.
Because I can't mind who else I was talking to from down round your way, and they don't have anything bigger than 16 foot.
Yeah,
There's no point.
You will work the 18-foots. You'll work them, but the 16s is handy. Like, but they're grand. Like you wouldn't go anything bigger. Not 100% nothing big around us. Like
Can I ask an interesting question, possibly? So you have a 10, you have a 40, and you have a TM.
yeah.
Did the 60 series ever tickle your fancy?
Sure, my TM is a 60 really. What's the difference in a 150 and a 60? Only there's fucking
Well,
cab suspension in her.
True, because it's funny. Like you're one of probably fuck knows how many other people have them, but you have like the cult tractors that everybody wants.
Mm.
You know, because if I could fucking get money gathered, but as you say, there's not a fucking clean 8340 in the country
No.
really for sale.
No.
Nobody's going to sell a good one.
No.
No, you have to be prepared to buy one that's a dog and be prepared to
Yeah,
spend
like
the money on it.
mine now, to be fair, I'm not letting on she's a model, like, you know, she's a 10-footer, like, but we'll work on that, you know.
But there's many, like I know the ones that used to do our grass have still got a 8360, and I think she could be in 35,000 hours.
Yeah.
They work.
Yeah. No, we don't even know many hours in that 150. There's bazillions hours on her, like, you know, she pumps Slurry her whole lifetime.
Should be well opened up.
Well opened up, yeah.
Well opened up.
Yeah, drives like a new tractor, but she pumps Slurry her lifetime, but never done any road work, never done any haulage work. Worth a frig, like, drew an odd load of silage now and again.
Yes.
But like, the gearbox is like new in her.
Aye, she wasn't hauling a digger.
No,
Every day of her life.
The hitch is swing out hitch in her. The swing out hitch is like the day it came out of the factory.
It's unreal.
Yeah, no, it is like, you know, she's a good tractor. Like, listen, we done a lot till her there, tightened her up and done bits, but she's fairly original. Like, you know, the bonnet's been painted, I'd say 25 times on her, because she's got hit by the reeling up the slurry pipe, I think about 25 times in his career. So the bonnet's definitely been painted on her. But yeah, the rest of the tractor's fairly genuine. Like, I tidied her up, put mudguard extensions on her and washed her out, but haven't done much to her. But, you know, them things is all a project. They're never ending project. Like,
Do you like them to be immaculate?
I think part of me would love to magic them, but they're not. It's the effort involved in.
I take it you just like them real clean.
There's stages of immaculate, right? If you were to go and do up a tractor now, if me and you, if we started into here and started doing up a tractor, we would never get it good enough, in my opinion.
Okay.
Look at the work. Do you ever see the work Darren Monteith does?
Yep.
That's how you do up a tractor.
Or Cyril Hanna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be looking at Darrell because he does 10 series all the time.
Aye, from ground, basically ground
From nothing. That's the only way to do it. You know, you get boys that'll go in. That's what my 8340, the back end of her was painted. I would love to blast the back end of her and paint the back end of her again, because it's paint on top of paint and the pins was painted. And
Yes.
it's 100%. It's grand, but it's not mint, and it'll never be mint that way. Whereas he's doing tractors, like, they're
Concourse.
whatever he's getting paid for them, they're worth it. Like, and the guy that's spending that money is never selling that tractor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's the degree that. So when you're saying would I like them perfect, I love all of mine to be like that. But they're never going to be like that.
Would you be afraid then nearly to work them if they were that immaculate?
That's
the other thing as well.
There's absolutely, the joy in my tractors is seeing people who can drive them.
And they take a really good photo.
Yeah, they take a really good photo.
They take a really good photo.
I never pretend to be a driver. I've said that before. I don't pretend to be a driver. I don't, you know, but I love looking at people driving them. You know, I love looking at, there's a few people that work in barries that can drive my 8210. Like, there's, if you get into it, like, Jack can drive her. He was in her one evening. Stephen was in her years ago one evening, can drive her. Mac, who's not about it anymore, can drive her. Shane can drive it. Darcy can drive it. And Aaron can probably drive it. I don't even put myself into that
Category. You draw
I can make it go places and stuff, but I'd say if I get into a handling into it, the first thing I'd be doing is jumping out the door and letting her go on.
You'd rather sit in the T680 and watch Darcy Clark coming down the hill.
Watch any of them guys. Anybody listen, anybody who wants to have a go on her, anybody that's confident enough in their ability can have a go on her, because you need to be confident in your ability. I will take her somewhere flat, somewhere a bit of a hill that I'm confident in, but you know, it's probably just a mindset.
Yes.
Do you have to stop and then when you're going to the middle box? So say, right, so you've got your, she's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
4, yeah.
Right, and then how many, that's your gears, how many ranges do you have?
No, you only 4 high, 4 low, and then you split. You have your dual power splits.
She's splitter.
Yeah.
Right.
No, you'll never have to go. You'd stay in your high box, like.
Because that's the one thing that kills the fates, is like, you're coming up a hill and you're in high first. High first is still a wee bit too fast.
Yeah.
And see, whenever you're coming up the hill, that big load of grass, you don't have a splitter.
Yeah.
And if you want to go to the medium box, you have to come to a full stop. And when you're sitting up a hill just about there, like, you're not going to go on the brakes, change into the mid box, and then try and give her mid fifth, because you're going to be rolling back down the hill. Quite simply.
Yeah.
So that's why I was wondering if the Ford was something similar. If you're
no, they're, to be fair to them, like, they are sweet geared. Like, you know, there's, she's nearly, with a bit of power and stuff, like, she will go up anything in 2 high. You know, anything that leaves you the ball of scope. Like, you know, you have 2 low, 1 high. You know, you have loads of gears left.
But could you change from 2 high to 2 low while driving?
Oh yeah.
Ah, see, that's a luxury.
Yeah.
Because as I'm saying, you can't do that once if you're in the high box. You can't go to the mid box until you come to a complete stop.
You can even do her if you're real well. You see them guys that's good driving her, like, you get your big gear, you get your big gear changed at the bottom of the hill, and you leave your splitter for the middle of the hill.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way you see guys doing. You know, say one particular place that we draw silage, say you come and you're turn in the end of the road, probably in third gear. You pull third high to the bottom of the hill, and then you go for second high. And then when she's on her knees in the middle of the hill or heading for her knees, you just flick the dual power. Dual power's in the ground on her.
Yeah.
Just nick the dual power. You don't clutch it. You don't have to clutch it. You don't clutch it. Like, just hit it with your top of your foot, and you're down to the second low. She'll go up anything in the second low. You know, once you're to that, like second low, second high, once you get into that second gear, which is why, in my mind, I think that A210 has got third and fourth gear out of the smaller wheel tractor gearbox. Some people are in the full
7-6-10 or something.
Yeah, some people are in the full gearbox, so you'll have the full. But see, when you get her out of third gear and second gear, she'll go up anything. You've fallen down that much. If you go third high to second high, she'll just take off. Like she'll go up anything. So I think that's where the gearing difference is, or that's where the leaves are. The 40k is a high third and a high fourth.
If you could, is there any other tractors on your bucket list that you would put money together to buy something in the future?
Not at the minute.
Are you sure?
I'll tell you why. What's probably next, genuinely probably on my list, being real, is like a 6080.
Not a TW35?
It's down to that thing, what you do with her.
I personally don't like TW35s. I like TW15s. I don't like the long nose. Personally.
But you get into a TW15. What's a TW15? A bad A210. An A210 with a crash box.
Yes, a slow A210.
Yeah, a slow A210 you can't get gears in. Now
Yes.
I know people will probably hate that and say, no, well, it's an horrible tractor, strong. Yeah, get all that. But for what I do, all I want to do is draw grass with it. Bad tractor for drawing grass.
100%.
You'd be probably, if you were like, say your TW35 or that, you'd be better with an 8630 or an 8830 or something.
But then you're into that fucking power shift box, and I was told never to take one of them about the place or I'm on my own. So
Darcy know of one of them. Darcy and Arn know of a 8630.
No, she's dual power.
Oh, okay.
She's basically TW50.
But with
Nothing. But basically a TW50.
But she's not a crash box.
She's a crash box.
Darcy. Oh, so that one they have is a crash box.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, they definitely can drive if they went and took that around on the pole.
Yeah.
Well, sure, they're only going up the gears. Didn't have to go down.
No, I think you had to go down.
You'd have to go down and go around the barrels, like.
Yeah, but we're back to this point, he can drive.
Oh, we all need
That's
that.
the difference. You see in me and you, and I'm assuming the rest of you are in my camp here, but he can
I'm
drive.
definitely in your camp because I don't think I've ever driven anything with a crash box.
Yeah, no,
so
that's the difference. He can drive. So that's the difference there. But yeah,
I always, in fairness, maintain, see if you're left and you're stuck for a day to drive something, you soon learn.
yeah, 100%.
It's like
what, by rolling through a spring tight
that
wire?
was again 5 minutes.
But it is the thing. If you are, it's all a mental thing, and I know I don't. It's back to this not pretending to be a driver. But if I'm driving a freaking new 210 or something like that, I'm not going around up and down gears. You're nearly in the one gear all the time in her anyway.
Yeah.
But I know what gear to be in now. So it's the same if you're in the tractor with the crash box. You're in the gear that you know is the gear that you need to be in.
Oh yeah.
And it's learning the tractor. That's the difference I find. You know, you're not if you're going into steep ground or something in a modern tractor, you're not hooking up and down. But you know what? It's there if you need it.
Oh,
Yes.
You know, if you misjudge yourself, if you're in a freaking range command tractor and you're in B6 and it's just getting tight, and you just push the button and you're down into B5, like,
yeah.
you know. So that's the difference. Really, it's probably only a mental thing. Like, you know, I probably need to push myself and drive style freaking 8-10 more, and instead of being like, I should go on, you take her for the crack. But I like looking at people driving her, so that's the bit that doesn't.
And see if you're content doing that.
Does
There's no better way to
does
be.
it affect your life in any way, other way?
No, not.
So then,
no.
If you were sitting out saying to yourself, I need to be the best man in that 8-210 in the yard, I need to be the best man, then I spend time on it. But see if your enjoyment is actually watching the likes of whoever, Stephen or Mac or Darcy or Aaron coming up the hill and going deadly.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Then that's.
Now look at how you don't realise how much I appreciate the likes of Barry. They're letting us play with them because that's his work.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, I'd be like, yeah, look, you can take her, but I'd be thinking in my mind, the last thing I want is this thing to go out and fucking lie down, to go out and be stuck in the road, to go out and ploughing some man's ground. There's that too. I appreciate the opportunity. What good's me having a fucking shed full of tractors if I don't get to take them out?
Oh, 100%.
You know,
at least you are taking them out.
It's absolutely no use to me, like, if I don't get them out. So I appreciate getting them out. I love getting them out, and I love seeing people out in them. Like, you know, I was laughing last year. We had fucking a couple of my tractors, and it might have been Clark's, their tractor was laughing. I says, if somebody drove by here, do they think we're scrap merchants or enthusiasts? I don't know what they think. Driving by saying, Jesus, times is tight around Mana, and look at the fucking drawn sidage with a 7-8-10 and 8-2-10 and 8-3-40.
Well,
I don't know, I think I'd stop and look at that and go, this far.
Would you put your own
better
on the tillers as often as you can?
I would, yeah. Hey, listen, mine lie about there and get them out as much as they can. It's doing that thing where you don't want to be stuck in the road, like.
Yes.
You know, you don't want to be in the road. You don't want to be.
That's we hit that with. Yeah, we've hit that.
You know, yeah, that's it.
When you're sitting at 22 mile an hour and everybody else is doing 55k.
Yeah, that's the only thing about them. They do fit in. You know, they're going quick enough. Like a 40 fits in anywhere.
Yes.
You know.
Aye, and if they're the same size of trailer as everybody else, you're dead on. If you were coming out with, say, you fucking 8-ton cane, you'd be in the road, like.
Yeah. Look, it's making sure work's done, but you can have an odd bit of crack too, like. You know, that's what it is, like. Look, if I was going in the morning at 6 o'clock to work till 6 o'clock the next morning,
yes,
take a 200, like, or 60, 80,
yes,
or something like that, you know. And it's just down to the mentality. It's like, geez, I'm not taking that thing out for it to lie down, you know. It's down to that. It's not the sitting in her thing. It's the fucking, I'm not going out to let this thing down, you know. With the busy 2 weeks now that wooden grass starts, they'll be in the yard. If there's an odd handy bit beside the yard, the boys can work away with them. I'll work away with them. But there's work to be done.
Yes.
You know, none of them appeared last year until fairly well into the season. Like.
Maybe even second cut or
at
the end of the first cut where you've got the beef men who aren't maybe crying.
You can't be stuck in the road, and you can't have farmers saying, what's them boys acting a prick in my, you know, you have to do the work. That's the most important thing.
Because you're not getting paid to take pictures at the end of the day.
No,
like.
no, 100%. 100% you're not. No, you have to go out and do the work, and if they fit in to do the work, fair enough, and if they don't, they don't. Like.
But you might get the odd farmer that probably actually appreciates seeing them tractors coming on.
People, I would be an overthinker too, where it's like, I don't want to annoy anybody, and maybe there's a thing where people actually don't give a shit, and I'm thinking too much about it.
Don't know, farmers can be funny, like.
From a farmer point of view, I would have said, as long as it's in the fucking pit, who cares?
Yeah, but there's people like that, like, but it's not messing. It's not been seen to be messing about.
Yes.
You know, like, at the end of the day, I'm on my holidays, but I can't. It's other people's jobs and it's other people's livelihoods, so you can't just say, I'm going to have crack and I don't give a shit what you think.
Yes,
you know, it's going to do the job serious, but if you want to take something for a play, you know.
Can.
Yeah, so be it. You know, it'd be nice there too to get out, not even draw like a fucking bales, and, you know, do a bit of messing about. Like.
I get that. So, what about TikTok then? Where did that all start? Because you've a right old following.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you up to 35,000 or something?
Heading for that, but I don't even know. There's nothing even. I had an account, and I don't know, I put a video up one evening of the boys at Slurry or something, and it just fucking took off into a ball of comments and scared the life of me. And it just ended up there, or started there, and I don't put much, not that I don't put much effort into it, but I don't go and say, we'll do this for this, or, you know, anything I video.
It's not like Grassman or Farmflex where it's proper like drones out and all that stuff. It's you videoing someone driving beside you in a field.
What the most of it is, the most of it's fucking Snapchats that I saved, or, you know, something like that. It's not that there's much effort into the production, and it's obviously just the plant that's, you know, getting it, because it's not me rambling dung on it that's getting people.
Well, you have iconic tractors, but at the same time, they're doing the work we all would love to have, as you say, having a play out in them.
But sure, here, look, it's no more than myself. Like, sure, I'm as lucky as anybody else that I get to do it. Sure, I know that for a fact. Like,
I appreciate it, like.
Yeah, I know that for an absolute fact, that I'm lucky that I get to have them and play with them. So, and it's It's that thing as well where I think, again, that's me being an overthinker. Like, the last thing I want to be doing is seem to be showing off to somebody, saying, oh, look, this is all my shit and look at how great I am. That's not what I'm about either. But I'm not about having stuff and having them locked up in the shed. And, you know, there is loads of them. There's loads of tractor collections. Now, I don't count mine as a collection. There are 4 tractors. But there's loads of tractor collections that people have in sheds and they don't show anybody of them. But I don't want to be the person that's showing off and saying, look at all my shit, how great I am. That's what I don't want to be.
I think it just depends what way you come across with doing that as well. Like, because like you're putting up pictures saying she may as well be used, but if you're saying something like cleanest 8210 in the country and yet I'm still using her, then you come across as like, may come across as a bit more like, alright. But see if you're coming across as saying, let's get them out, let's have some fun on them, just use them.
Yeah.
No,
it doesn't.
No.
The TikTok thing doesn't. It's not something that comes into my head at all. You know, it's not about doing things to get TikTok. And you don't get a penny out of TikTok. Like, it's not that you're making money. Like,
you know, at the stage now where you could get money out of TikTok.
There's no. You don't get money. There's no creator fund in Ireland.
Really?
Yeah. It's not. You don't get a penny. Like, not even a cent. So there is no creator fund. So you're only doing it for.
And I must be making a great fortune off it. I don't even know how to apply for money on TikTok.
That's why everybody's gone to that YouTube, you see. You know, all the TikTokers have all gone to making YouTube videos.
And short reels and all that there, YouTube shorts.
Yeah, all that stuff, because there's money in YouTube, but no, there's no money in it. There's absolutely not a penny in it. Nothing, like. So it's only doing it for the sake of doing it. Like, I don't put... There's no effort into making videos. There's like, save a lot of sounds, like, oh, that's cool, I'll put that video against it. You know, there's no strategy in it, you know, to do it. Like, it's one of them things that someday I'll just not put another one up. You know, when that'll be it done. There's no plan behind it. It's just keep going as long as it's going. Like, what's this year? So this year's going to be more the same of last year. But I try and be wary of, I would be like this no matter what I go to. I'm not taking pictures of this. I'm going to enjoy it when I'm here. Mm-hmm. You know,
I'm very much like that.
Yeah, I've got like that. But if you're freaking lifting silage for 12 hours in a day, you can record freaking 40 seconds or something. Yes. You know, and you can, if there's 6 trailers in the field, you can record one going round. I will never get out and be like, oh wait, everyone has to stop, so I have to take a video here. You know, because you don't piss people off.
100%.
As I said at the start, there's already probably enough people think I'm a gobshite without me going, oh, you all have to stop because I have to make a TikTok here. You know, so I'm not going to be like that. You know, it's not what it's about at all.
You might get the odd opportunity, maybe the harvester clogs sitting with you nearly with a full load of grass, and you're like, prime moment. But
funny, I've videos of more stupid stuff that would get loads of views, but I wouldn't put it up. You know, I wouldn't put freaking boys getting stuck or harvesters clogged or I wouldn't do that. It's not my business. It's not professional. Me. But it's not my part to be doing. Mm-hmm. I'm only there as a person that's freaking there to give a bit of a hand. I'm not there to freaking video somebody else's business,
air dirty laundry,
and say, oh yeah, look at this here, and the one thing I'm very wary of is I'm not living somebody else's life. You know, I'm not promoting your success because you're quiet. You know, I'm not. That's not my part. It's not my place to be. Mm-hmm. Is blowing somebody else's trumpet up. You know, that's why a lot of the stuff's my tractors and doing bits and pieces, and I appreciate that they get working with other stuff, but I'm not going living, you know, somebody else's life either, like, you know, and I'd be very wary of that, like, you know, where I'm not, it's not all my stuff, and I'm not saying it's mine. Mm-hmm. And I'm not, you know, I'm not making videos of stuff of other people's to make me get followers or whatever. You know, I don't care. You know, I only do it for the crack, like, you know, and it's only really that. It's the same with Instagram or whatever. I put up pictures. I love pictures. Like, you go to my phone now. I have 10,000 pictures on my phone, like, and my phone's a couple of months old, like. You know, I like pictures. I love taking pictures. I love nice pictures, and it's not because I want anything out of them. It's because I think they're cool.
You a sentimental kind of guy? I'm quite sentimental.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I probably am, yeah.
Like, even the day there, or yesterday, I put the cattle out. And the first thing I did was just go, not even to put it on Facebook or anything, but I went and made a layout. You know where you can put like one picture on top of the other?
Yeah.
Basically found a picture of the cattle when I got them last year. So that was the first day they were out to grass.
Yeah.
Must have been Friday. And literally just took a picture of what they were like when I bought them and a picture now of them out 1 year later. Just to have it.
I would be the same with Snapchat. I would put a lot of stuff in my Snapchat story when, say, silage and that goes on. But it's more to see it next year. You know, you get the memory, you get on this day. I like that. I would rather, I like lifting my phone and going, that's class. Like this day last year, we stripped the engine in 8340. This day last year, we cut silage. This day last year. I like that. So I would, I get you on the sentimental thing. It would be more that. Like, I don't want anything else out of taking photographs and stuff other than, and people get used to it as well. People used to look and say, what is that aged taking photographs of? And now you'd be the go-to person saying, hey, do you have a photograph of this? Or have you got a photograph of that tractor to see the reg on it? Or have you got it? And like, yeah, I have. And nearly at the start you're embarrassed by it. And then I just like, nah, do you know what? Because there's people who don't post anything on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. And then there's people who do.
Yeah.
And
I don't.
You post nothing.
But there's no difference. You know, it is what it is. You do it. It doesn't mean anything, you know. You post fucking a picture of something because I like go to my Facebook or go to my anything. I have pictures on that I think are cool. You know, whether it's fucking rallying or whether it's my garden at home or whether it's the fucking car or a tractor. I just I like this. I'll share it. You know, and there's people with that mentality, and there's people with the other mentality saying I share nothing. I don't tell other people it's all my stuff. You know, and that's the difference. That's just the difference.
I would change myself. I never, to be honest with you, I never used to post because it was like, who's going to give a fuck? That was my personal thing. And then I would change like the cover photo to the car or to the time we bought new tractor. Because as you say, it's cool. The reason I stopped at the flyover just to get a nice photo on that. But otherwise, now just I've got out of it so much, it just never bothered me whole.
Yeah, I think I have a different relationship with like social media than younger people have. I don't give a shit. Do you know what I mean? I don't care if I post something. I'll not post anything to hurt anybody or anything that I shouldn't, that I think I shouldn't. You know, it's very rare somebody say, geez, you shouldn't have posted that. You know, because I would think about it.
Oh, you don't want to be in that position.
But then you have a lot of younger people, and that's what their lives is based around. Like, when I went to school, I didn't have a phone. Whereas it's changed now. Young people, it's all about that. And it seems to be if they post something, it's like, what did they post that for? And it's all a big conversation thing. Whereas the people that I care about their opinion don't have an opinion on whether I posted something on Facebook yesterday, or whether I made a TikTok yesterday, or whether I didn't. You know, and that's the thing. So it's something that people overthink, and I'm the best overthinker ever you got. But it's the one thing it doesn't annoy me. Like, you know, if Instagram's a load of memories, Facebook's a load of memories, I go every morning and go, what's my, your memories that come up on Facebook. You don't have any memories of Facebook if you don't post anything on it.
Oh, well, that's very true, yes.
Yeah.
You know,
yes.
So if you don't
have
post
loads of memories on Facebook, like.
Yeah, I do every day. Like, I have them up.
On
like,
Instagram
I have memories come up today, freaking 15 years ago in London. And it's like, that happened, that was cool. And one came up today, it's like, geez, we were at silage last year. And sure, what harm is a photograph doing? It's like sharing stuff on that 6-cylinder page. There's people on it. It's probably sick of seeing the same shit. But then there is people that's like, cool.
That's
I like seeing that. This is what I'm on here for.
That's what they're literally looking for.
Yeah.
Funny you said about the photos. Like, I've never had an Apple phone. Like, I've always been Android and always had like he's the same. I know, always had like phones with like micro SD cards and stuff like that there. So every time I get a new phone, I always put swap the SD card and put like a new everything on. So I've always kept photos. People kind of used to laugh and go, "Why does it matter?" I can take you now to photos from 2006. Of stuff I've taken, and I can go through the years 2014, 2013, from when I was first started in the cars, even before that, like when I was standing on the side of the road taking pictures of tractors and fields. I can take you way back.
Well, I'm taking on average, like, from looking at my phone, I have a new phone now with bigger storage, I'm taking like 10,000 photographs a year on my phone.
Nah, it's probably
you know, and I use
It's a lot,
Dropbox.
like,
They're all backing up to Dropbox.
Yes.
And I used to be like, oh, sure. Like, I know people that can go and scroll, do 3 swipes, and they're back 10 years ago to find a photograph.
No,
you know, whereas I have just photographs
Yeah,
of shite
same.
and screenshots of photographs that I found that are the same photograph that was 10 photographs back. And it is what it is. Like, it's data. I don't know where it goes. It's in Sky somewhere. They're not lying me that I have 10,000 photographs on my phone.
Out of curiosity, Emmet, then, so you said you had a Golf R. What did you start out in? Were you as into cars back in the day?
I think that thing, I was thinking about this earlier actually, I don't know why I was thinking about it. I was always into cars. I got I went down the rallying sort of path.
Yes.
And I always thought, car people are car people. And
No.
they are.
You think so?
Yeah, it depends on who you meet. Go to Donegal Rally.
Yes.
What's the difference in the guys that are at the King of the Cone and the guys that are out watching stages and the guys that are competing? You get into it, there's nothing.
No, they're all there for the love
Yeah,
of motorsport. And
they're
the
all,
love
no,
of-
not even. No, look, they're there because of who they've had the chance to be with when they were growing up. You know,
True,
who
yes.
they've been with.
Yeah.
If you're with people that are into cut springs and airbags and Ricky Boras, that's your thing. I got into rallying, done night navigations, done a co-driving, went that way. And other people went fucking drifting. Other people get into karts and go. But I think you're the same mentality. When you go into, I take you to the fucking King of the Cone, or if I take you to drifting, if I take you to Formula One, you think it's all cool.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
You know,
I love
'cause
watching stages at rallies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so to me, I always probably had a sensible car. I was like I had a Mark IV Golf like with 18-inch wheels that you had to put wheel bearings in every 3 months that all of us probably had. I had one
Yep.
of them. I had a CE 350 diesel Merc that I bought after it because I got a job and I was like, Jesus, I have actually money, I'll buy something decent here because my golf done. I had a Golf R. What the fuck else had I?
Glanza.
No, jeez, not Glanza. Glanza's a person with fancy hair's car. I have a GT Turbo.
That's the UK.
No, it's the Jap, the original, the older one.
Oh, the boxy one.
Not the boxy one, it's between them. It's like it's 95 shape.
Glanza's 97.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Glanza's the roundy
yeah,
one
yeah.
that the boys in tracksuits and white trainers have. Whereas I have a GT Turbo, they're cool.
Is it still 1 EFE engine or 4 EFE?
Yeah, same car. Same car as a Glanza. The exact same.
Is she
Only
on the
she's
road or like everything else about a prod?
The head gasket went in her there. But fine, it's stripped and the head's actually in McMurray's getting skimmed at the minute.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and yeah, I'll get it jammed back together. Had to have her as well. One of them things, she was in Cork in February. I was feeling sad one day and I seen her up and I was like, I'm gonna fucking go and buy that. Down the road I went with my trailer and landed up the road with me.
Did it cure the sadness?
No.
Of course it didn't.
No, it didn't.
No, of course
No, it didn't. Do you know what does though? If you let her freewheel just nicely backwards down the hill in first gear and then just sidestep the clutch, that'll cure your sadness.
That does cure sadness.
Yeah. And then go for second gear.
Not really cure
That
sadness.
really cures the sadness.
And then it's, I know in my own car there, it's just like realistically, way Hondas, you don't get much power out of them in regards to like in it because they're actually aspirated nice turbo and that. But I give big money for an ECU just for a quicker limiter.
Yeah.
Because again, like you
And you know
say,
what? It was worth it. It would genuinely was worth it.
So that Starlet, that Starlet, like I bought it, I put a set of BC racing coilovers in it and had it, in fairness, I was dealing with what do you call it, the guy that works in Darren McNamara's place in Cork. And sound bunch to deal with, like, they set me out the coilovers. Oh man, she'd shook the shite of you with them in it. And I just rang him and I says, I'm over 35 years of age, like, is there any softer springs for these? He's like, I'll get back to you. Rang BC and they sent me up a set of springs, like, changed them springs. Perfect. She's nice now, she's hard, but she'd go around anything, but good. But the head gasket went in it. But when I took that off it, whoever rebuilt the engine last just used a shit head gasket, so you just bored from one to the other. Probably didn't need skimmed or anything like that, but look and get head skimmed ones off.
You putting a multi-layer steel head gasket on it now? Or?
Genuine Toyota one.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just standard. The car, the engine's standard, like standard turbo. It's not
CT9, is that what's on them?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's just standard.
That's
so
a CT15.
An ordinary head gasket.
That's a CT15.
Yeah,
that's off a chaser.
No,
she's fucked.
She's 100%. It'll get her back going. It'll not take much to get her back going. It's only a matter of banging the head gasket on her.
Would you put an ECU or anything like that on her for more?
Funny, I priced it the other day. It's fucking 1,800 quid, to put an ECU.
Every bit of it. I'm surprised that's all.
Yeah,
that's a plug and play.
Yeah, that's your man PT doing the harness and the ECU and on. Then you can map it after that. Just what's going to take
450 pound.
Yeah, to map it for a still standard engine. I don't know. I might do it.
Because then if you decide you want more power, then you have to change turbo, then you may have to change it. Then
no,
you have to change
I'm not doing that because she's standard. The car is standard, and that's why I bought her. She's not ruined. She's one of the few that I seen was standard. Like, so no, I'm not going to ruin
then
her.
it's £1,800 to essentially pull about 10 more horsepower out of it.
Yeah,
realistically.
No, she's loads of power. It's one thing about them. They're standard.
Probably
they
200
are more than. No, they're 200 and nothing, but she weighs 700 kilos.
Like this, literally weighs as much as you've eaten in the morning.
Yeah. No, I don't think I will. I'll not touch her. Like, I had a standard. I had an ordinary 4A EFE, one of them before that used to do night navigations and stuff in, and I sold it, and I used sort of the money in it plus another bit of money to buy the turbo one. This turbo one, I always wanted the turbo one. So no, she's cool. Well, I think she's cool. I obviously don't look cool driving it because I'm 35 years old plus.
But there's
I don't agree with that anymore. I don't agree with that statement.
I would have said, with certain cars, certain age, all that carry on. But now, like,
we've now said that 5 or 6 years ago, like,
if we were all old.
No, but if we were 26, 27,
well, that's
25 plus, ripping about in D turbos, people that went, "What the fuck's he doing in a D turbo?" Age 30 now, we're sitting going, "Fuck, I'd love to be ripping about in a D turbo."
Oh, I know.
So same again as your
not for a daily driver, but they're cool for
same as your
something.
Starlet.
I drove the Starlet, I'd say, for 3 months every day around Christmas there. I gave a friend of mine lending me van there, and I drove it about. Dead on, hey.
You drove over the Christmas period?
Yeah.
Is it undersealed and all?
Huh?
Is it undersealed and all?
Oh, sure, it'll be alright.
Japanese stuff scares me, like.
Here it'll be grand, all that stuff. It's the same with them tractors. I don't think too much about it. If you start letting that there, you'll never take anything out.
But I used to
again, she's like, I was looking around her. Like, the next hedge she's through is not the first hedge she was through. Like, she definitely was through a hedge before. But so there's not a GT Turbo Starlet in the country wasn't through a hedge.
No, they.
I went to the back of her and was like, the boy made a good attempt at painting the back of her, but she's grand. She's the same as the tractors. She's 100% from 10 foot, but don't start picking holes in her.
Yes,
pick holes all day long.
Oh.
It's a typical Jap. You get into it and there's screw holes in the dash and there's fag boards in the seat. And
yes.
One of them that you get into when you were young.
And the dash rattles.
She's one of them, like, you get into it and it's like, she has a rally steering wheel. She has 3 holes where the old boost gauge used to be, and there's a new boost gauge on here, and you get down and there's a fucking fag holes in the seat of her, and she's just like, this is how I remember job stuff, like, this is how they were, like, that's what it is, like.
The Jap stuff for years was cheap fun.
Yeah.
It's not cheap anymore, unfortunately.
No, it was not cheap, no. Now look, you could never, I'm sure you've a never-ending list of shit you'd love to own, like, but sure.
Don't get us started.
Yeah.
Well,
tractors and cars, I could talk about all day long.
Well, like, what would your dream car be if you had, say, 50, 60 grand, something sensible-ish enough
to drive out the road?
Well, if
you're a driver, because you like enjoying stuff to own,
I don't know. I'd buy a fucking one of them new Defenders or something like that. I think if somebody gave me that money.
Okay, so I'm going to actually pull on this one. Because normally what we do is the versus challenge and we're pushed for time a bit, so I'm going to actually pull on this one.
How long are we going now at the moment?
I don't know, like an hour 40.
I don't know how you're going to get this into a podcast.
Fine, don't worry about it. Would you rather have, I'm going to put it 3 ways, normally it's we normally call it the versus challenge because one versus other, but I'm actually going to put this into 3. Would you rather have a real mint example of, say, the older Defender, say from like 2015, a new Defender, or have you seen them, any of us Grenadiers?
No, definitely not one of them. There's not
really.
Finish that. What I would like, right, is did you ever see the companies that take the new Defender or the old Defenders but build the new Defenders or build the new ones into them? They like build the Evokes into them. Do you ever see them?
Right.
Companies do that.
No.
So
I've
they
seen
get an old Defender.
Well, that's what that. That's
Basic.
that Renegade
No,
one.
no, we're not talking about that. We don't like that. They're horrible.
Oh, have you've driven one?
No, look at the set of them.
Big money though.
He likes
Yeah,
them.
oh, they're stinking. But I like the idea. Did you ever drive an old Defender?
Oh, you're doing 30 mile an hour. You're like,
Many,
what?
many
I'm
times.
only 5 foot, whatever. Like, I mean,
An old Defender, you're sitting licking the windscreen.
Yeah, they're not comfortable.
No,
but I
horrible.
seen a guy had one of them that a company built. There is companies build them out of. I think they use them. Is that what you call the wee small?
Maybe a Discovery Sport or something.
Yeah, there's Discovery Sport, but the other one, the ones this
The
kind
Evoque?
of yeah,
Like a
Evoque.
Range Rover
I
Evoque
think
or
they
something.
build an Evoque into an original Defender.
Yeah, because it's a short 4-pan.
Yeah.
A lot of them
And
are 2-doors,
they're
I think.
class,
Yeah.
like, I seen one of them one day, but I still wouldn't. No, I take a new one.
The brand new one.
Yeah.
See, for a long
Short
time,
wheelbase one.
I was so against the new Defenders. I hated them. I was like so like nah. I like the old Defenders are
V8
what they
one,
are. Old Defenders are what they are, and then see now I'm sitting looking going, I'd fucking love a new Defender 90.
No, I'd love a V8 one.
For me, the businessman or the like, yeah, well, put it this way: if you had money and all the rest, you bought a Land Cruiser
Yeah.
for a long time, and then Volkswagen brought out the Amarok,
Yeah.
and then all the
I'd love an
businessmen went to an Amarok because, well, whatever, and then anybody that since obviously the Amaroks, they're trading them in for a new Defender.
Yeah, well, I'll have an Amarok by maybe about the time this podcast's out. My next go is an Amarok. So that's my sensible car. We've got to something. I don't know, something else to lie in the shed doesn't particularly interest. I would love a red top GT Astra.
Really?
Yeah. Did that digital
Did
dash?
not expect you to
That
say
digital
that.
dash.
I know a fella who had one exactly like that. It was a grey one, red top engine. They're cool. They're
Yeah.
seriously cool. I actually thought you were going to say for a second red top Nova.
Or
same
Corsa.
thing. Any of them or Cavalier. Any one of them.
Do you
Nova
want-
Nova.
Do you want a Cavalier?
Red top one. That's the right one.
Can be whatever you. I have a Cavalier
No
SRA.
projects.
All right.
No project. No, a Nova. Funny. I think about a Nova.
Fucking
I'd
love
want a
Novas.
1600 one, an XE. The 1600
Yes. Yeah.
one. One of them. But yeah, like an old something about an old open
Old
old
Vo-
Vauxhall that
yeah,
would stick.
completely agree.
But it's that dash. Did you ever see the dash of a GT Astra? Did you ever see it?
Yep.
I've personally never seen it, but
no, I've seen
I'll
it.
look it up. Like.
Look it up. It is 90s cool digital dash, big bars
At the
flashing
time,
at you.
it's the type of thing at the time everyone would have went like, this is the future. And
Yeah.
now we're looking at it going, that's so like Game Boy Color.
Yeah, I know.
It's so retro. It's
cool.
class.
But they're probably, I'm going to say probably, would be slow as a funeral. Like,
Oh,
but
100%.
they're cool.
That's actually a very good statement. I've never heard of that before.
I think you can get twin cams with digital dashes as well. I'm nearly sure Ethan Lowry's Jap import has a
has-
digital dash in her.
Yeah, no, I think I'd have you hear, look, everybody'd love a twin cam sitting in their garage, but no, I'd
Were you ever rear steer mad?
No.
See, I'm very similar to you in that way.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't want to just be buying tyres all the time.
No, it's not even the tyres. I don't know. No, it's never. It's probably down to this whole thing where I started. I'm not a driver and don't count myself as a driver. Like having something that you'd be under pressure and holy Jesus, you want me to do a donut? I haven't a clue how to do that. You know, you're glad I do a donut in the quad or something like that. But I
If you
don't
can do it
need
on
a
a
car.
quad, you can do it on the car.
Yeah. No, but it's not something. No, it's not something I probably.
I'm strikingly similar to yourself in that regard. The more I hear you talk, that's probably one of the reasons why as well. Because if you had an IS200, you'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, going into King of the Cone. I'd be fucking the
No, I don't know heat.
anxiety, whatever you want to call it, be through the roof completely.
Yeah, you'd be like, does any use want to drive my IS200 here? Yeah, you're work away in or
Like, I get the whole heartbeat something all that there in a crowd whenever they're saying to light up your own car.
Yeah.
Like, that adrenaline is enough for me.
Yeah. No, see, that Starlet's probably enough for me. Like, here, look, there's loads of stuff I'd love. Fucking a cool Mark II Escort road car or a back wheel drive Starlet. Here, any of us could fill a fucking
you could
fill
fill
a workshop in the morning. But I would, if somebody came to me now and said, I have a lovely GTE Astra or even a GT Cadet, you know, whichever, I would go to the credit union and go and look about talking to them, like, because it'd be like, that would do in my shed.
And it wouldn't. You'd not lose a penny. You wouldn't lose a penny.
No, you wouldn't. No. So, yeah, that's probably. I didn't even think I had that in me now to have another car that was parked up in the shed. But yeah, no, definitely.
Sometimes these things just need to happen, like.
And then eventually you just need a bigger shed.
An Astra.
Deadly.
Yeah.
We're gonna final segment of the podcast we do then a setup called Big Old Skids and One Wheel Peels. Big Old Skid means it's good, One Wheel Peel means it's bad. Normally I have an absolute fucking shit ton of them, and this week I don't, Emmet, so you're in luck. And basically I'll say something, you can basically just half comment on it, kind of like what we've been doing anyway. So the first one I have here written down, which I thought was a big old skid, was the ADC plan. ADC, did you see on Facebook there? We were kind of saying about this earlier. They've released Red Bull's got involved with them now.
Yes.
Have you seen all that?
Yeah, seen enough of it. Yeah.
So basically, there's a big. They're talking big.
Yeah.
But which I'm glad to see, because I'm glad to see the ADC making a comeback.
Yeah.
Given the fact that probably I would say the last 6 years has been quiet enough, and then COVID kind of fucked it up a bit for them too. Like, I would say this year, 2024, is the first year that people are getting properly excited for ADC in a long time. I don't know what your thoughts are on that one.
Well, it's, I guess here, sure, you know, you go to Drift Masters now, you see the best in all the different countries.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, for a long time there, for a few years, you could have watched the top 32, but it was basically some boy was always like fucking 10 metres or 20 metres ahead of the other boy, and you knew clearly who won it. Well, then you got to the top 8 in previous years, and then you seen proper driving. Now it's from the top 16 or
top
the top
32 in Drift Masters.
Drift Masters is unbelievable.
Plus, you were spoilt back in the day because you had your McKeevers and your Shanahans and all the other ones. And you took them for granted nearly.
But it's like rallying the top 5. If you took the top 5 rally drivers out of Ireland, there would be a massive battle below them, but it wouldn't be the same quality. So when you've taken the McKeevers, the Shanahans, the James Dean, who the frigates are we forgetting about, out of
Irish drifting, you were kind of nearly.
It's like, oh shit, all of us guys, there's a chance of me winning. I need to up my game. Mm-hmm. You know, them guys will up their game. But the Drift Masters thing, like we've already had that chat. Like, Drift Masters is unbelievable. I'm not a drift guy, I wouldn't count myself, but the production and everything and their social media, and you know what time it's on at, you know what stage of the competition it's at, you like come home next whatever evening it's on next weekend, be able to look at Facebook and say, top 16's on in 5 minutes, I'm going to freaking look at that, that's going to be class.
Yes.
You know, there's certain things that I remember watching. Do you know whenever you remember watching something telly? I remember watching the World Rally Championship when Craig Breen won the Academy years ago. I remember listening to it on the radio, World Rally Radio, and I remember every bit of it. Same as I remember Conor Shanahan winning the Drift Masters Championship last year, because it was the production and the entertainment in it. You're just thinking, that's mental. Yeah. And it's like, he's won it now, the championship, so does it matter? You know, does the rest of this matter? So if he goes out now, then he goes on and he just walks over everybody else in it, and you're like, how can you be so confident to win the championship, get over that, and go out and trounce the rest of it. Like, like that's unbelievable. I would have massive respect for them drift guys. Like even we done West Cork this year, the rally, and both the Shanahans were doing the rally, and like it just shows professional drivers.
I was going to say, like, if you're a professional driver, like, take your example, Josh Moffat, steps in a drift car, never probably having done proper competitive drifting in his life.
Yeah.
Goes to Tyrone, and every round he was just getting better and better and better and better.
Yeah, but it's the same if you took Conor Shanahan, whatever number of years ago, and pumped the ball of money into him, he'd probably be a World Rally driver. And you could see that from West Cork Rally this year. And like that's where the whole Driftmaster thing is going to be mad next weekend. Now it's a pity there's no James Dean obviously there, but I see what I call him Vinsec as a new car. Like it's cool.
It's a Supra, isn't it?
See what happened? His engine though kind of went by.
Did it?
Like,
yeah.
2 days ago, they were testing.
What is it? 2J?
2J and the Mark 5 Supra. So it went bye 2 days ago. But then again,
sure they'll soon unbye that.
I'd say there'll be another engine in it already.
But like, that's going to be mad battle. Like, and then the Finnish guys and stuff that go into all that. Like, them guys have really upped their game.
That Laurie Heinihan.
One thing definitely. Yeah,
Laurie Heinihan.
Your man has fucking slowed up with the young Polish guy.
Adam Zaleski.
Yeah.
For like, whenever he had the 30, he was doing shocking well, and he won it, I think, one year.
He did,
But ever since, he's like top
I think he's took a couple of good beatings there, and it's probably knocked his confidence a bit. Yeah, because it's.
I just think in general the overall level of driving has got so much better, and the cars have got so much better. Like Laurie Heinihan was barely known. Like, apart from the fact his car sounded insane, then they stuck a big supercharger on it.
Yeah.
So it went from being 750 horsepower to over 1,000 horsepower, and that made him hyper competitive.
Yeah, it's but when you're talking about noise, like you go into that. I remember Tully Roan last year. Like I don't go to much drifting personally, but the noise in McKeever's like it's bananas, like.
And it's got the Bradley mode limiter, like it is. Insane.
But it's still that confidence. You can see how many of them guys, even last weekend looking at the Irish drifting, it's getting the car in the drift and then just you see the limiter. You know, it's just like whereas the likes of McKeever's known for that. That's his trademark.
Yeah.
I am going to drift this on the limiter. This thing absolutely bashing the head of itself. You know,
I was actually convinced that Kevin Quinn was telling Josh Moffat to hit more limiter every time Josh come back in, because you could hear that throughout the day. Because every run Josh was coming out, you heard him in qualifying and he was kind of still feathering, but doing well obviously.
But you can see that as just heard
the limiter.
That you can nearly see when they have their perfect drift on, it doesn't matter, just go more. It doesn't. It's not affecting it. It's not doing anything. It's still drifting the same. Only you are now making noise.
It's funny. I remember LZ Fest, not 2023 but 2022, and it was Adam LZ versus Kevin Quinn.
Yeah.
And the first run they came out, Adam LZ was in one of Quinn M Sports cars, and Adam was just trying to drive it like quite like off the throttle, and Kevin Quinn more or less told him like just no. Hit the limiter, and he came back out the second run, and Adam LZ literally just sat in the limiter the whole run, and that's how that car was set up to be driven.
There's a video on, it's from Formula Drift, and it's somebody drifted that whole track that they were on the last round of it on the limiter to the very final tight corner. And I was like, that's bananas. Like, it's just limiter, and you're just like, that sounds cool. But yeah, it is down to that whole RB. I don't know what it's an RB 28, I think. No, is that as far as
she's
they're up?
Stroked. She's a bullet block.
Yeah,
she's bullet block, and then stroked to 2.8.
Yeah, but then the two Jay-Z clubs hard to beat though when it comes down to.
I'm a Jay-Z guy. I like the Jay-Z's over the RBs, although
the RB seems to be like a sledgehammer compared to some sort of more finesse sledgehammer.
RB revs higher, you see. RB a rev out to nearly 9,000 RPM. I don't think you'll really get a Jay-Z maybe over 8. I could be wrong.
James Dean's revs to 9 too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
James Dean's another level. Like. I still think he's another level there, like, isn't he? What do you think?
Oh yeah.
There's none of the.
We'll put this
Just
way.
me interviewing you again.
Everybody sort of says like, oh, James Dean's cars must be that well set up. Now, I'm not going to take away from Dave Egan, but Dave Egan went out in James Dean's Eurofighter,
Yeah.
and he got to the top 16.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah.
But like, if that was really truly the most best set up
No.
drift car to the point where you can drive it,
I'd say she's on such an edge. I'd say it's on a knife edge that you have to be able to drive it. I'd say its setup is so precise. It's like fucking me or you sitting in the Sebastian Ogier's fucking Yaris trying to drive it. I'd say we couldn't drive it because we're just not capable of driving it. I'd say his setup's just.
funny, that's how Max Verstappen likes his F1 car set up, and I think that's why one of the reasons why Sergio Perez struggles so much.
Yeah.
Max Verstappen drives his car in a knife edge. He likes a really, really twitchy car.
Yeah.
Compared to like everyone else who likes something more predictable. Max's car literally is a bastard to drive.
I would say that thing that James Dean's driving in America has taken some fettling to get it to,
Yep.
where he needs it to be. Like
V8 turbo plus NOS.
Yeah.
It's and a Mustang. It's a complete different animal from what he was used to. I think there's a lot more, not so much lag, but I think it kicks in a lot harder, and I think it's a lot less predictable to drive.
yeah.
And it's mad too, like watching some of his videos. He was saying like, I had opportunities to come back to Formula D and drive like S15s and
Yeah. I'm sure he has.
But he more or less said that's not a challenge.
But that's a works team, isn't it? It is a
Yeah,
basically
like
a Ford works
Ford,
team.
yeah.
Yeah. No, it. But I still think it's not that it hasn't the competition that the European drifting has.
Oh, no.
It's not
He
even.
has just in his last 2 years definitely taken over.
Even the tracks in America, some of them look so good, but they're like
Simple.
it's not the same. Yeah.
I remember-
What frustrates me a bit about it as well, though, is they're in these big tracks. Same with Mondello. Why not run another fucking 5 corners? Does it have to be so quick? Can it not last another 20
It's all
seconds?
to do with, I think, with the likes of, whenever you're in Mandela anyway, the track they do
wanna see
run,
it.
everybody from their seating position should be able
Yeah,
to see
it's
the
a
full thing.
spectator
That's-
sport as much as anything.
Yeah,
like.
well, it is a spectator sport. That's the one thing
Like
that they will tell a drifter will tell
That's
you.
why a
This
lot of
is a
people.
spectator
That's why a
sport.
lot of people who are into like circuit racing and drift or and rallying hate drifting because they just say it's a point-based system for crowds. It's not real motorsport.
Yeah, but here, look at as I said to you 10 minutes ago at this stage. It's if you're a car guy and you can't appreciate that, you're not a car guy. Like. If you can't appreciate as a freaking rally guy, that's good and them guys can drive. Then yeah, you're not a full car guy. Like.
Well, sure, it's like McKeever, they stuck him in Murray Motorsports, Leon Cupra, and they were, whatever you call him, was saying, look, if you're within 5,
Niall.
he was more or less saying, if you're within 5 seconds, you're doing well.
Yeah.
He was within 2
Yeah.
or something, and supposedly if he had given another few goes, he could have been the same time nearly.
You're just talking about someone who knows how to drive a car on the limit. Quite simply, that's what it is. They just
So what's
know.
the summary of your question then? Drifting, good. Okay.
Yeah, moving on. I can't remember what exactly model it was. Conor Kelly sent me a video of a crawler tractor, 8410. I'm pretty sure John Deere pulling a JF 1355.
You don't like crawler tractors, do we?
Not really, no.
No.
I don't think so. But I thought it was kind of cool just because
It's probably cool, but no. Tractors anything bigger than what we see as tractors aren't tractors.
we like conventional tractors.
Yeah.
Quite simply.
Yeah.
Something that can work and
Yeah. Like, if a tractor goes over whatever horsepower and the wheels start getting a funny size on it and stuff, no. Like, it's
So
that
like
whole
10
thing when
like
you were a
10,
baby, like you
50
draw a big
fence.
wheel at the back and a wee wheel at the front.
yes.
Tractor.
Yeah.
The one, even them.
Do you like the MB tracks and the fast tracks then?
They've grown on me a lot.
Yeah, they're grand. Yeah. They're cool.
didn't
I don't
like
like
them.
them tractors to bend in the middle, but.
Oh no, I know what you mean.
Well, like
yes.
a Zerion.
Quad tracks and that.
You're them oil massies that.
The big
bend-
articulated
yeah,
yokes.
Yeah,
They're no, but
tractor.
they're
If
not.
You can't. It's back to this, like me. If you can't draw silage in it, it's not a tractor, is it?
The articulate's a bit of a bollocks, I'd say, to drive.
Yeah.
Grassman did do a thing once down Cyril Hannah's with the big 1200 massies and all.
Yeah, cool enough, but
You wouldn't really want to be stuck at it.
right.
All I want to have is Phil Andy Casso on TikTok sent me a video of a lorry, a man coming along the lorry, and the person in the car like tries to like get in front and brake checks him and all, and then your man just, so he pulls in the lane, your man in the lorry literally just comes and like dummy fake swerves him, and the car like shits himself and darts over a few lanes, and I'm like, yeah, like I get why the lorry man would be pissed off, but you probably shouldn't fucking play chicken with cars on the motorway in a lorry. Probably not a good idea.
No, funny, I have actually got my Tango license.
Have you got the Tango license?
Yeah, but I'm not a lorry. Back to this, not being a driver, like, not a lorry driver. My uncle's a lorry driver. Like, I spent the days I wasn't with my granddad standing inside his field, so I was sitting in the lorry with my uncle. Like, but it's not easy, like. It's a tough game, like.
100%.
Yeah, it's a tough game.
Driving's hard.
Tough game all the time, like, and like, look at the amount of assholes
dicks, like,
that you meet on a daily basis going to work in a car. Like, it's hard work, like. It's definitely hard work.
People not giving you room at roundabouts,
and roads not made for where you're going, and it's like drawing silage to a farm that's not made for it, only you're doing it every friggin' day, like going to a building site that they haven't put a fucking road in, and then you're stuck, or
you're trying to back up and reverse it like
people stuck up your ass, and so I don't know, I'm sure there's lorry drivers who lose the plot every day, so we'll give them that one, will we?
On my final note, and then go put the phone away, I was talking about this earlier, it was a double chop. So it was down in Cork there with Jeremy Holland, where Mary come from. He's rooting about the field in a 390T with a double chop, and you go into that yard, there's 5 or 6 double chops sitting in that yard, all JFs, and then he has 2 Mingalis sitting there as well, which need done up. But he says one of the double chops is sitting there, she's like 3 foot wide, she's from 1961, and it was the first double chop. If it wasn't in Cork, it was the first double chop in Ireland. 1961.
Actual double chops that cut off. Yeah, proper double chops.
Yes.
Yeah,
he's using it to zero graze.
A double chop for me nearly goes into the nearly 2 vintage for me. I like Rose and
as well.
And precision chops and JF 900s and that sort of. But we used to, my uncles and my mother's home place would have cut silage with the side mounted JF single chops. The one that set out the side.
Yeah. Right on. So does a double chop not mean that it's left in the grass straight off the ground? No,
a single chop cut it off and just vomited it out the spout.
This is
just basically vomited.
The kids was a double chop, wasn't it?
Kids had a double chop. A double chop had a knife. Chopped it twice from what I got.
These are all
chop just chopped.
These are all
up the thing.
These are all single. My mistake. He does have a double chop line there too, but these are all single chops. My mistake. Literally, it's taking it straight off the ground.
You need that for zero grazing because the whole point of zero grazing is you don't damage the grass.
He's literally so his tractor 390 and then sitting off to the side is this age old.
I remember
JF.
You probably remember them too. Like, I'm maybe older than 2 years, but they used to ground the field once, and it could take a half an hour to ground it, and you'd have a strip cut that width in the field, and a lot of bit of stuff lying in the front of the trailer, and then they'd nearly be that bored, start driving down the middle of the field and cutting it into wee squares, and next thing it'd be like, and I remember that, and then it'd break, and you'd have to go and fix it. And I remember that up in my granny's house, like up in Mum's home place, like it was like. You'd round the field 5 times and she wouldn't. What were they? They were, I think the big one was 4'6",
something
wasn't
like
it?
that. Yeah.
The biggest one was
5 foot.
Yeah,
5 foot dead, like, and that's big.
Yeah.
Like Jeremy's cutting there with 4'6" or something at the minute, as you were saying, 4.5 foot, and the wee 390T doesn't really have enough power to blow into the back of the trailer, so it's only blowing in.
It's not the 390T's the problem, that's the harvester.
You think so?
I know, them was meant to be, if you go to any of them vintage shows, or they ever see the border vintage grassmen, you ever see them? Go to their show, them boys are on Emmet 35s. They're them side mounted JFs, they have the power to run them, but you're trying to vomit grass up a spout and you've no blower. She's only chopping it off with an old flail, and if she can get it hooked up the spout.
She's going under the front of the them old wooden trailers as well, where he's at. They're They're only
a good
fanning
idea.
about.
If it's on a year, go to it. That border vintage grassmen. They're about Mana and they're sort of
When is it?
South. They didn't have an event last year for some reason. I think it must depend on the weather or depends on things. But it's all them side mount things and boys with fucking 35s, no cabs on them, and an arm out to turn the spout on her and stuff.
There's one I'd love to go to. It's down the country. I don't know if it's Laois or Cork. Aohal.
I seen them boys.
Yeah, that seems to be the one
But
to
I
go
don't
to.
like that whole going to stuff in all different colours of tractors and all that. You know, if somebody had only blue tractors or something like that, you could go to it, but you have to go and look at somebody in an old Zedder or something like that.
I like those Zedders.
I know they're cool, but they've their own cool, but you couldn't let on they were cool. I think as tractor people, you draw a line, you think, I only like these tractors, but in reality, you like every tractor. Like,
Oh,
you know?
you'll appreciate anything. Like,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
It's like, oh no, fuck filters, I hate filters. But that being said,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind an 8750.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
I don't like Massey's, but a 6290 is quite cool.
I had a conversation with a guy one day, he's a John Deere dealer. I was talking to him about work stuff, and he was talking about, I'd love a TM, and I was like, I would sure look at, I'd love a 7810 John Deere, and I says, I'd love a 6290 Massey, and I'd love, what else were we into? There was one of everybody gets it right at least once. We're like, yeah, that's cool. Like I had it actually, Big Morton, I texted him one day, I was like, what would you like out of, and me and him at this Snapchat thing back and forth, like, yeah, that's cool, and the amount of stuff you come up with going, yeah, that is, I would like one of them. My mum knows nothing about tractors, and she looks at the 40, says, that looks like a tractor should look like. She says, if you were drawing a tractor,
I get that.
yeah,
Because it's literally
that's what a tractor should look like.
small wheel, big wheel, square bonnet, square cab.
Yeah. She looks at it and says, and look the way it's all covered. And she likes that. It's like, you can't see all the messy things. You know?
Yes.
It's like, yeah, I get it. I don't, you're not 100% right, but I get it. You know?
Yes.
It's like, I also like this. No, she thinks that's how it should look.
And then, like, the 10 series, to be fair, has severely grown on me. I would always do the 40 series regardless. But the 10 series...
But it's a 10 series.
And more so the 7, 8, 10, for I nearly prefer the small bonnet with the big, sort of, bigger wheels. Just looks cool to me, because the 8210 nearly too brute looking, if you know what I mean.
But I think the 10 series, what takes me to it, I couldn't have a 10 series, didn't have a digital dash. You know, the analog dashes, and I'm like, no, it doesn't work for me.
Was it the Force 3 came with a digital dash?
No, 2s had the digital dash as
Did
well.
the 2s have a digital dash?
Yeah, some of them had. So there was a complete dolly mixture of what came. You can
That's
still have a
just
3 with an analog dash.
That's just Ford, yeah.
Yeah, you know, you can spec them, whatever, but it's the digital dash. You get it and you go, oh, that's cool. You know, it's look at the way all the wee bars light up, and it mysteriously does mad things itself. And you're like,
I always found you jumped into the 40 series and it didn't have a cover over the dash, and you jumped into the 60 series and it had a cover over, like a sun thing over the dash. I don't know why you did that.
40s was very square back to no design.
Yes.
You know, it was nearly like but wasn't it 40s were the last Ford designed tractor, weren't they?
It was the 40s and then the F series.
But you imagine, what age when did the first 40 come out?
1992.
That's some gearbox in 1982, like.
Well, they give a lot of hassle.
But look what it done. You know, like what else was other people screwing with at that time?
Andrew Morton will sit and tell you about his Case-O-Matic and how it's all that sort
Yeah, but
of...
40's the same box now. It just shows how good it was. Like, you know how.
What was the quad mod they talk about?
So the early ones had the solenoids inside the box.
Yes, and
I meant if they give any trouble, you have to strip the whole box.
So they took the solenoids out.
Solenoids are on the outside of the box now.
Oh,
on the mod quad or whatever they are. So there is some white roofs that are mod quad, but some of them are the solenoids inside the box.
If only they had made the white roof that you could have put the nice mudguard extensions in the back. Was it? I don't know. JJ O'Brien's 40.
Yeah.
Did you ever see? I think that is just perfection. With the mixed levels and all, because
right, that's the big debate. Because I went through this.
You want to die in this hill, are you?
No, and I changed, so I can't say that I'm right in this. Is solid wheels or not solid wheels. And I have pictures on my phone of solid wheels. Sometimes they look unbelievable.
Yeah.
Do you need-
Sometimes they look puke. Sometimes my tractor looks funny looking on the not solid wheels, and sometimes it doesn't. And it's nearly dependent on how you're looking at them.
And the
Like,
shade of white
is
they've been painted.
class. His tractor is class, but for me, what makes it class is there's Michelin tires on it.
Pretty much that
They add that certain. I tried to put Michelin tires in the 150. Couldn't do it. Couldn't physically.
they're mental money at the moment.
Mental money.
Like-
absolutely bananas mental money. And you'd only be doing it for the look of the thing.
Pretty much. I was told that 2 rear 650 for a John Deere, I think they're 38 still, was $9,000. And Linglongs were 3,000 or something like
I'd
that.
have put 3 sets of Linglongs probably on my tractor for what I'd have put a set of Michelin's on.
Sure, look how much Frosty spent. One has, I'm not going to reveal the price on this, but he spent a lot of money.
What size tyres is your 40 running on?
600.
600s, 480s at the front end then.
Yeah. But again,
I wouldn't put any wider on. I know some people do
Yes.
540s and 650s.
why I didn't do that
You
is because I
probably
see
put
them,
on a
there's
steer.
too much tyre on them.
Yes.
The 650 is obviously a bigger tyre, there's more tyre, and I think they looked, mine came on 520s, which would be the same size as a 480, which would be the same size as a 650,
Yes,
but they were too much tyre, so I dropped speed,
yes.
but I wanted 600s on it. I wanted on 600s. And
Front linkage or no front linkage do you prefer?
see, this is again, it's like the fucking, it's like the solid wheels. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, but I like all mine without front linkage. I don't like.
The fold in front linkage, but if you are putting weights on it, has to be the weights on the carrier on the front linkage for the old school look.
Yeah, like Aaron Clark 7810, his front links is cool.
Yes.
But I like my 7810 with the whip block as well.
Yes.
I was going to do that. I had nearly linkage bought, put a linkage on it.
Was it Zoidberg or?
Yeah. And I was like, nah, I don't know if it's worth the hassle. It's the same as the solid wheels thing. I was going to put solid wheels on it. I was like, they're 1,800 quid or something like that for 4 solid wheels. I was like, is it worth 1,800 quid? Some days maybe it is, some days maybe it's not, but it's not actually. My 40 now, the wheels need painted on it because I don't want to paint them until I know what I want to do with them. Do I want to put solid wheels on it or not?
I think solid wheels, if boys paint them too white, they look trashy. I think they look
That's
shite.
your problem you see with them as well, and that's the 10 thing where a lot of boys go wrong.
They go
And
Ford
this is
Fro-
me
they go
being
Ford
the Lord,
Frozen White.
Lord God of 10 series, which I'm not. You can't powder coat a set of 10 series wheels. They're not the right colour. It's not possible. You cannot get the right colour. You have to paint them in Ford Tractor Grey, and you have to paint them that colour. If you powder coat them any other colour, they're too bright. My 210 wheels are actually powder coated. They're not the right colour for her, but you get off because the rest of the tractor's shiny.
I just think that's always a big thing with
Like
them.
I suppose,
They
as
look
you're
too
saying,
white.
an immaculate painted tractor will carry off a set of solid,
Yeah.
like bright white wheels, basically.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no point in having
yeah.
a rot box with fancy solid wheels.
Yeah, no, I've more pictures on my phone than I've sent them on to fucking to Kyle Job that does the Linglong tires. Like, I was like, much of these, much of that, much of that, much of that, and I've all the pictures there. It's like solid rims, not solid rims, wider, wider, ordinary rims. Because if I put a slightly wider rim on my tractor, it'll flatten the tires out. Because I have them on standard rims and it folds the tire a bit. Some people like that.
Okay.
I don't know if I like it or not, but I'm not going to go spend money on something I'm not sure of.
Yes. Anyway, sorry, the winter things. Basically, do you ever listen to the Two Johnnies podcast?
Yes.
So them talking
I
about the
haven't
rally.
listened to it yet.
They more or less just mentioned about. Well, they talked about the crack. As you said,
but
King of Holland and all that.
again, only I can't be arsed writing a letter. They mentioned rallying, they didn't talk about rallying whatsoever.
This is a very, very sore point with people in general about Donegal Rally. And
Yes,
it's like, did you go
I'm
to
a
the
rally man.
Yeah,
What they're
exactly.
talking about is not rallying. And it's back to the car thing. I have no issue with that. With
But it's not the rallying.
King of the Cone with the whatever. It's not the rally.
Like we don't. I normally do like trying to get a stage. You're not arsed at all.
again, like, I'll watch it on live TV, no bother, but I've no real interest personally to go and stand at a corner and say,
like we.
Aye, but it depends where you go.
not Gala. Cool, but
But again, you see, go in Knockalla, that's just the experience of, it's cool because I'm in Knockalla. Go somewhere where you see commitment, you see, like, them guys there, the speed they're carrying, everything's mad.
Between things like that.
I was listening to that last week, and the two Johnnies, I was like, no, but you aren't talking about rallying. You're talking about Buckfast and drifting and the stuff that rally people don't want associated with Donegal rally.
Fair enough, yes.
And that's exactly what they don't want.
Yeah.
You know, a rally person, I appreciate them as car enthusiasts, and I think it brings the buzz to the town and does all that, and you see some cool cars and you can appreciate them, but that's not the rally.
Yeah.
It's not the rally whatsoever. You know, there is people who go to that and they will go to the stage and they enjoy the rally, but to say you're going to the rally, you're not going to the rally. You're going to Donegal on the rally weekend. You're not going to the rally. If you don't go to the rally, you're not going to the rally.
You're going for the rally weekend. It's probably a better way to describe it. You're not.
Yeah.
But we all still say we're going to Donegal rally, like.
Yeah, but it's the same as saying you're going to, I think they said, going to Crow Park to watch the All-Ireland final. If you don't have tickets, you're not going to the All-Ireland final. You might as well be sitting in the pub at home. You know, what's on in Donegal could be on in Killarney on Donegal rally weekend, and Killarney rally could be on. They could swap the King of the Cone could go to opposite things and it'll be the same crack. You know, it'll be the same thing. They're not going to the rally.
Yeah, you've got a certain subculture there. That's
which is fine. You know, there's an event for them and all that. But when you're on to what the two Johnnies were talking about, they weren't talking about the rally. They had nobody on talking about the rally.
Yeah, they were just talking about the crack that happens around Letterkenny during that weekend.
During the rally weekend, yeah, they weren't talking about the rally.
Chris Clifford never had been to King of the Cone, because I was chatting to him about it last year, and I was like,
but I was never a King of the Cone, because if I go to Donegal rally,
you're going to go and watch stages.
Yeah.
Whereas we'd go to King of the Cone.
Yeah.
Because we're those kind of people.
Yeah, but then as we realise, we're the same people.
Yeah.
So that's
you're into the same thing. You just prefer to look at different things. You know?
Yeah, but it's not even if both of them's on 2 different weekends. You go both.
100%. Like I would like to try and get the Tour of the Sperrins here now.
Yeah.
In the next couple of weekends, because I got a really good spot last year outside Greencastle. Like cars came around a corner and then like round a real narrow bit and then over like a chicane up a hill, and you were saying about where boys are being come at it.
Yeah.
I was literally watching that, and there's boys like there was one that stands out. It was like a 525 BMW. Like that thing shouldn't have been doing what that fella was doing, and he kept her pinned, and I was like, that's class.
But it's down to what we were saying earlier about spectator sports now. Like the only way to watch rallying is through a windscreen.
When you're in the car?
Yeah. That's a fact. Like, that is a fact. As a competitor, I've done 150 or whatever plus rallies, and I've went to stages and thought, it's good crack. The only way to watch it's out through the windscreen.
That's a kind of a luxury for most.
Yeah, but it's down to this, people you met. You know, I happen to fall in with people, and that's the circles I fell into. You know, I can see how people fall into different circles. Do you know what I mean? How different people, and it's not even cars thing, how people fall into, like, I don't drink, because that wasn't my circle. I fell in with car people. I drove, and that's the reason. You know, people fall in with fucking farming, people fall in with fucking drugs, it's down to the people that you
built
fall
yourself
in
around,
with. You know, so
correct, 100%.
I get it. You can't hate on a person because they fell into something different than the rest of us did.
Correct. What else you got?
I seen on TikTok, I can't actually, I'll just have to flick through. Basically, some fella has done a Bora pickup, and it kind of looks, so I'll send you whatever, but
do you want to hot shot this like a B-roll this and like a TikTok? We do this sometimes.
Wouldn't really said it was worth it, but
alright, okay. In the main podcast it stays.
But I have no opinion on Boras.
Hey, that's enough.
No opinion on Boras.
Oh no, I love Boras.
I'm a golf guy.
There There we have it. I thought you were about to say just don't do anything to do with diesels at all, but you still appreciate the golfs.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a golf guy, not a bore.
Oh, no, I say I'm a bore guy.
See, this is the difference, right, between me and you, probably, right? When you were of that age, you were making your car cool. We were fucking driving like lunatics as hard as we could and trying to make our cars go as fast as we could.
But that's hard in a golf because you just fucking sump it.
No, it was grand. I burst more sumps in golfs than care to put my hand on. That's the difference probably in your rally people and your that other thing. Couldn't give a shite what it looked like as long as it got me to the shop bright and hard. Like, you know, we're going to the remapping man for a different job. Give me all the power. If you're going looking for a popcorn limiter or whatever you're after, no, we want the power.
That perfectly sums up. I drive my car, and I understand that you're still waiting on other things, but you never drive your car.
Well, that's because I'm still waiting on it to be mapped.
But even when you could drive it, you never really did.
Because it scared the fucking shit out of me.
But it's the same with my Turbo Starlet. I got my suspensions back because I wanted it to be able to drive it. You know, I have no heeding slipping about the roads at 20 miles an hour, looking over speed ramps crooked.
I'm changing. I've finally got new coilovers for the Sierra because I was on hydraulics, and hydraulics were a nightmare to drive in. Then I thought throw wavos into it that were half fucking burst. Can't drive the car at all. So now I'm going to raise her up a bit and just fucking drive her.
See the Sierra thing? I asked this question of a guy, a friend of mine's young boy has a Sierra, and he came in driving into the yard one day, and there's like a Sierra on 13-inch wheels. I'm like, no, that's not how I see a Sierra. I see Sierras as Sierra Cosworths on 18-inch wheels. On that's cool looking, but them guys is like, no, it's cool like this, and we make it really low on these little tiny wheels. And like, no, that's the difference.
Do you know what that is? Kind of sort of trying to be, but that is. That's all hatchback men. Hatchback men all do 13-inch wheels.
I think it looks cool.
I like it too, but the hatchback for a long time was the poor man's coupe. The poor man's twin cam.
The Sierra was the 2-litre twin cam.
But the saloon
was
but the Sapphire is a big long car. But whereas the hatchbacks,
was the poor man's Sapphire.
But they were also they done them up like twin cams.
Yeah, but they were putting 13-inch wheels on them so that fucking had the power to spin them.
Yeah, they were always been the better. Hatches were nearly always the better hitting cars because they were 13-inch wheels with like 60 fucking PSI in them.
Yeah. No, again, don't like, you know, doesn't. If I want a Sierra, I want a Sierra Cosworth.
Funny, I put tickets in a raffle for one there when we were talking about like when you do like see something. You just go, oh, I convinced myself to buy it. Literally clicked in the comments after bought the tickets, and someone written going, this is one of the worst examples you could buy. This thing's hanging together. I can't believe this thing's even raffled and still making it this long. That's what I was thinking. I was like, literally, I'll fucking rip the AD out of it, and if it is stone rotten, I'll turn it into a drift car, and I'll rip the AD out of it and sell that for a fortune.
The other thing was Farm and Sim, again, a TikTok. Essentially, there was some
can't mind the last night I
will borrow mod, and the fella
I did see that
was just it's like Karens and thinking like video games are like ruining children, and then you have this person that's
me trying to feed my cows in Farming Simulator, and it's
with a wheelbarrow and then lifting up the shovel and putting a wee bit of silage into the wheelbarrow.
Do you ever find yourself watching stupid videos like that? You're like watching some guy playing Farm Simulator on TikTok,
all the time.
Why am I watching this? But it's actually good.
But yet you can't stop.
To be fair though, in the winter time, there's nothing does put time in quicker than putting in 10 or 15 acres of silage in Farm Sim.
I would hate looking at the shit I post on TikTok. Like, it's not what I would enjoy looking at. Like, you know, I don't want to watch people putting in silage on TikTok. If I want to do that, I'll go to YouTube. But watch it. Like, my TikTok is not full of stuff that I would post. Like,
that's most people's TikToks. Like,
yeah. Like it's
the stuff that you end up falling down the black holes with. That you're just like, how have I spent 3 hours watching some man like basically test the difference between 0-30, 5-40 and 10-50.
But it used to be TikTok started off, it was
15-second clips,
dolls with pierced nipples doing wee dances, and now it's moved on to everything random. There's a doll the other day testing electric chainsaws. Like, And you're like, it's moved on. This is advanced. Not sure if I'm good with it, but it has advanced. But like, at least mine's not full of fucking tractors and full of, because it does get like that sometimes, and you're like, no, don't want to watch any of that. Give me some random person shopping in an Irish shop in New York or something and tell me how much money they're spending. It's like, my TikTok's random, like, you know, there's no point sending your friends TikToks of normal stuff, like, you send them complete and utter bullshit. Like.
There was one, it was rolling balls downstairs to see how long it took them to break.
Yeah. Or the jam jars at the end of it, rolling the things down.
Or the putting things on the treadmill and seeing which one, speeding up the treadmill is like...
Or did you ever watch the boy in that's using the computer animated or the computer generated cars, and he's trying to jump them through hoops, and then he keeps crashing the Tesla all the time, and you're like, yes, I've seen this before, but I'm going to watch it again. Here's the Tesla, and then boom. I'd be watching him and be like, what, this is complete
or someone trying to someone trying to build a bridge or something like that, like a bridge set.
Some of the stuff you watch is like, but then I would watch, like, I don't even know why I have Sky at home. Like, I'd sit and watch.
We don't even have TV in our house.
I think that's the way it's gone. Like, I watch YouTube. Like,
I literally, it's either Netflix, Amazon Prime, YouTube, or Paramount, like, or Disney Plus.
Well,
the last three were her, but for me, it's literally Netflix and YouTube.
Disney Plus, all right. Prison Break still on.
There's 5 or 6 years I had YouTube Premium, and
YouTube Premium's a job.
I need to get YouTube Premium.
Is the job.
I need to cancel a few things and get YouTube. Like, look, to be fair, I would watch your stuff that you probably all watch, Farmer Fiddles and...
I never get into watching the likes of most of my YouTube
I watch more car stuff on
nerdy
YouTube.
shite about fucking movies and stuff.
I would watch your fucking drift games. And
yes.
Like, I watch... You gotta give it to them. Like, that is top quality fucking entertainment. Like, your Adam Elsie's good, like,
Night Raid is my favourite.
It's enjoyable, like. Which?
Night Raid. Polish guys, they're fucking class. Because everything they do is, and like, they're big, but everything they do is like on small budget. So they're like, we need to put arches in the E36, so we've found a blow heater outside and we're going to cut it up.
But do you remember the one that Vincek and James Dean used to... Candy Machine. It was class, like some of the videos in it was brilliant, like. But there's some serious videos. But I would watch my variety on YouTube would be a complete variety of shite too, like.
I find with a premium too, you can have it nearly going as, say, a video, a command, there was a teardown of some engine, and I just left it and listened to it like it was a podcast. And the amount of random shite you learn.
I must have watched videos of boys building 2Js for weeks, like, and you're like, oh, you're doing it wrong. The other guy done that different. You are a fool. You've made a prick of it now. It's no good. It's done. It's going to blow up. There'll be guys in America and all of that, and you're like. And the guy as well that builds the engines for the rear-wheel drive Corollas that should be front-wheel drive in Formula Drift.
Yes,
do you know
that? Racing.
His videos, he's like, yes, I'm definitely going to be able to build the whole car after this. Like, and you're like, he goes through some pains. Like,
but even his is just short, sweet, to the point. We did this, and then we did this after. You know, and just.
But some of his videos years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, when he was building those cars to start, there's a video of him building a Supra for
Frederick Asbo.
And it was like, class. It was like, this is mad. Like, but even like the Shanahan's videos are getting good, like,
yes,
you know, they're getting that they're watchable now. Like, James Dean's videos are first class.
His has got very good in the last while.
They're all good, like, and they're showing you stuff and you're like, geez, that's mad, like, you know. No, YouTube, if you put that on your list, it's a big skid or whatever.
Are you going to Pump Roy next week?
What else is on next week? I don't know. Is it on next weekend? No, I sure we'll go down to the crack if there's nothing else on.
I'm going to do both. I'm going to do the Saturday night and the Sunday. She's away back home, so I have now decided I'm going to go and do both.
I'm going to go as soon as the farming dread up, probably.
Well, the night poll, apparently they read last year at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, please God there'll be a bit of silage next weekend.
It's meant to be good from tomorrow's meant to be unsettled, and then Tuesday onwards meant to be good.
Yeah, now we have a while to go this week, like.
He must be a dairy man, is he?
Yeah.
4? Is he doing 4 cuts?
No.
3?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be doing 4 cuts. You're you'd be very chancy if you're doing 4 cuts and you're starting the first cut now.
Sure, try and get in the ground before now. Conley's already cut, I'm near sure.
Kieran McNaughton's ready. He's ready his in, but he just goes as soon as it starts to get stemmy, clean it off.
Yeah, no, it'll be a big push now. I'd say give it 10 days now.
Oh, we're into May, like.
Yeah.
May will be busy.
It's May with 2 or 3 good sunny days to us to the ground at this time of the year, like.
Yeah, 100%.
But
Right, so to finish off then.
Finish off again.
Well, sure, we went off on another fucking tangent.
Aye, no, this is full of tangents.
Aye. What's your socials?
Jesus, I don't know.
Why does anybody who's half decent
I think I'm Emmet Cherry on TikTok and I'm Emmet Cherry on Instagram.
Oh, well then sure,
I think that's
it.
the most we've covered. And there's no point adding me on Facebook because unless I know you and not accept you. And there's absolutely no point adding me on Snapchat because that's the same. I keep the 2 of them for myself and the rest of it's whatever way it goes. Only caveat now, Snapchat, if you're a hot single woman, you know, add away.
You're not the first person that said that in this pod either.
was it not Morton himself said that too?
I am Donald Holmes.
Oh yes,
as well.
I'm a better catch than Morton. I have a windscreen in my tractor.
Not even that. They can pick what one they want.
Conor, what's your socials?
Conor.magoo and the whole shebang.
And I am Michael Scullin _ and everything. Meanwhile, podcast at Limited Slip Differences on absolutely fucking everything. And it's nearly 3 hours, so
Sorry about that.
Emma, thanks very much for coming up all the way from Monaghan.
Some drive for you.
I suppose drive home. What time of the night is it?
Probably
Midnight.
Holy fuck, what?
It's
At
midnight.
least the only mission why it suited me to come here the night is because the village at home has a stupid music festival on in it and I wouldn't be able to sleep anyway. So sure, look it, I'm as well here.
Good enough.
Right, come on that. Let's
Let's go.
wash out the mixer.
Let's go. Thank you very much for watching.